I'm Alex.
And I'm Teddy.
And I'm Spencer.
And we are
The Button Mappers.
Hey, the Button Mappers.
It's me, Sonic!
And I'm Sonic. And it's me, Sonic.
Holy shit, there's 3 Sonics. Me and Teddy and Spencer?
What?
What are you doing, man? This is a Sonic map out. Did you walk into the wrong podcast? Do I need to like...
I'm only doing this to bother Terry.
Oh, okay.
Spencer,
I was like, did you get lost?
I was going to ask, are you okay?
Not doing so good, guys.
Welcome to the Sonic Mania map out.
He's a maniac.
He's a mania. And he's
on Green Hill Zone.
And this hedgehog's fighting hard-boiled homies.
That's what they're called. Welcome to the Sonic Mania map out.
Woohoo!
So guys, we all played Sonic Mania. That was interesting. I've played it before. Teddy's played it before. Spencer, this was your first time playing Sonic Mania.
And it might just be his first Sonic game.
Are you a Sonic fan now?
Is it everything you ever wished it could be? And more? Plus?
I will say it gave me a deeper insight into the mania that is Sonic fandom. And I feel like I understand it a little bit more, which is, I guess, a positive. And I will try to keep my opinions positive. I'll criticize where I can. I know the obvious thing to do is to shit on it, as that's kind of been my character, but I will try my best to offer positives as well.
See, luckily for you, Spencer, I have a set of rules today.
Oh, jeez.
You have to, because this is your first Sonic map out, and I don't know if you remember, but Teddy, on an episode like a good year ago, offered to let you on to Sonic 2, and I said no, because he was shit all over my childhood.
Yeah.
So here I am with your set of rules. Not really a set of rules. There's only one really big one. Is that if you have anything negative to say, you have to sound the Spencer alarm.
Okay, and what's the Spencer alarm?
I don't know. That's up to you, but you have to sound it any time you say anything negative.
Just pull a Phoenix Wright. Objection!
Yeah.
Okay, well, for one, fuck your childhood.
Oh,
two,
ow! Dude, where's the alarm? That was negative.
That is the alarm. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, that would be a great alarm. No, I will say Mario says or something like that.
Okay. There we go.
According to the internet, Green Hill Zone is actually more like 3 Hill Zone.
Boom. Burn. And Green Hill is never the same.
What are you talking about? Speaking of Green Hill Zone, I guess we'll jump onto the game. The first act or zone in the game we have is Green Hill Zone.
I was gonna ask, can we explain just a little bit about what Sonic Mania is and like the backstory?
Oh, whatever. Sure. It's a Sonic game. No, it is. It's a. It's a 2D classic, like best of Sonic game made by Sonic fans, basically.
I would say it's a little more than like a. What is you said? It's like a classic throwback or something.
Best of.
Best of, yeah, I would say it's a little more than that.
Yeah, no, it is. It is a reason why we're mapping it out, because there wouldn't be a point of mapping it out if we've already done all this. There is a little more work put into it, but like the gist is that like if you've played the classic Genesis titles, the ones that we've done map outs of, is that this game is kind of like the culmination of that.
I'd also argue, in its own way, the game seeks to be more than a best of game because there are clear stage transitions that would signify some larger story. So it's not just like, wow, here's Green Hill and Chemical Plant again, although they are there.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like there's something going on here. That's where I stand on it.
It's justified. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that like I can't call it a wholly original game either.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's an old classic with a brand new spin dash.
Oh, Spencer the Sonic guy coming on through.
This one rolled right through on its way to top 10 game of the years of 2017. And is frequently hailed by many Sonic fans as
Sonic.
one of the best Sonic games of all time.
Sonic. And
All right, thank you for the explanation. I appreciate that.
thank you. Thank you for thanking me.
Moving on.
Green Hill Zone. First zone in the game. Man, this looks familiar. Diddle 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 diddle.
Spencer?
I don't know any of the music. For a lot of these, I tried to listen to music. They didn't click with me.
Improv.
So much, oh, okay.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
You tried.
Wrong game.
Appreciate it.
Sorry.
Spencer loses a point. Green Hill Zone, as seen in Sonic 1, at least for Act 1. Thoughts, impressions on Green Hill Zone, guys?
I mean, this is like basically classic Sonic 1, right? A little remix going on, but this is your Sonic 1 stage.
This is, yeah, it's like the Sonic stage. It's like the one that's on everything. And everything. I'm sick of Green Hill Zone.
Especially for Act 1 and Act 2, this blends literal elements from the first Sonic game. And interestingly enough, in Sonic 1, with each zone, it wasn't 2 acts, it was 3. So they somehow managed to find elements of all 3 acts and compound them into Act 1 and Act 2 here, while still including original elements.
Yeah, and also I think it is modified to really work with the physics of Mania, which is more akin to like Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and stuff. And they even have like the elemental shields from Sonic 3 are even here, and like the fire shield can like burn some of like the wooden bridges and stuff that are, it's just like a really cool element that like you never thought of before. Like, oh yeah, I guess like if he had the fire shield in Sonic 1, like that could be something he could have done, I guess.
Sure, that was a big moment. It's like the first time that you get the fire shield, and then you go off a spring, and then it pushes you to that like thorny bridge, and then that was really impressionable for me as well. I didn't know anything about that, and I was like, oh, this is new.
I guess as like a non-Sonic guy, I do appreciate the emphasis on moving from left to right. I think that's a good way to get traditional gamers into this, because that's what we're used to, and it's not necessarily how the rest of the game progresses, but it helps me understand the platforming as I'm used to it.
Helps you understand
It's a lot more.
the speed too. This is like one of the speediest levels in the game.
I'd give you pushback there.
I suppose. Yeah. I could see going fast here, but you also don't need to go fast for most of it. Like, you can. But I don't feel like it emphasizes that, like, you should, per se.
Okay. Sure. Now, something interesting about the recurring stages in Mania, and why I also agree with Teddy's sentiment that it's not really just a best of, is that between Acts 1 and Act 2 changes up the formula for the level completely. So, what does Act 2 of Green Hill Zone add, you guys?
A lot of stuff from Act 3 of Zone 1 in the first game, such as like a one-up box on the side by the palm trees. You have the destructible walls, and also a signature boss battle.
But what else? There's one big one you're missing.
Time stones.
Zip lines, man! There's zip lines all over the fucking place.
What else was that? Was in Hilltop, right?
Yes. It was like, hey, that wasn't in Sonic 1. This is silly.
But it works.
Oh, Teddy, you're gonna have to field these. I'm not gonna know what.
Yeah, Spencer's like, I don't know.
You know when Sonic's like hanging from like a ski line?
No, well, no. I know what a zipline is, but I wouldn't know that wasn't. Okay,
It's
Teddy,
like
let me be more clear.
Spencer, it's like a line that you zip on.
I'm gonna know what it is he's talking about. I'm not gonna know if it was in Sonic 1 or
Yeah, I
Sonic
get
3
you.
or anything.
Alex
Well,
was
it
asking
wasn't.
a quiz question, so I was giving my best guess. I think you're up too. But anyways,
Yeah, that's a new element that they throw in, and that kind of like the first time I ever played this and I saw those zip lines, I was like, oh, so they're gonna like actually change up the level design too, and add things that like make it feel like a brand new level.
Now, I guess I have a question. Did the original Sonics also have the Chaos Emerald chase scenes or whatever?
Yeah, but they're all different. Like each game had a different special stage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they all had the Chaos Emeralds.
those
Time
huge
stones.
rings though were from Sonic 3.
Yes, the big rings you jump through, but each game. Well, I mean, the big rings were in Sonic 1. There was
Ooh,
at,
that's
at
true,
the end
yeah.
of the stage. Yes, you're a liar.
No, I didn't lie. That was a
Oh, okay.
half truth.
Oh, okay. But no,
Half truth is a half lie. That's what my mom used to
the
say.
weird semi 3D Saturn-looking special stages are unique to Mania, and they're very cool.
I like them more than the actual games. I think they should find a way to make those 3D things into games that aren't the other 3D games. that
Sure,
exist.
play Sonic R.
I liked them a lot. Sonic R? Oh, cool.
They're-
Because I enjoyed them a lot.
and
Actually.
Sonic
They're also
CD.
yeah, they're also very reminiscent of a canceled Sonic game on Saturn called Sonic Extreme that they were working on. So
I think they emphasize the speed in like a much better way, and I like the 3D effects. Like they're surprising. I know they're kind of dated, and on Sonic Mania they're dated because of the throwbackness.
Yeah.
But I actually thought they looked pretty good.
Wait,
Well,
so
it's-
are we
it's-
talking about Blue Sphere or are we talking about the Chaos Emerald challenges?
the Chaos Emerald.
Okay.
The Chaos Emerald challenge.
Yeah, Blue Sphere could go fuck itself.
Is that the one where you're chasing like the circle?
Yeah, I've played so many of that in Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. I just like I only do
hated
it.
that.
Yeah, like I only do it in Mania for the unlockables, but like fuck it, man. I don't care.
And they purposely made it so annoying. In Sonic 3, it was very feasible to get all the Chaos Emeralds that way. In this one, you just get these medallions, but they up the challenge way too much. There's two trophies for it. One where you get the silver medallions, and one where you get the golds. And the percentages on PS4 for the silver ones are 0.6% of players. Gold is like 0.3.
Jeez.
But
No,
the
thank you.
but the special stages, I would agree. Yeah, they're like impressive in a weird way because they look exactly like if they would have made it on Saturn or something.
They're way better than the ones from Sonic CD too. The ones in Sonic CD, I hated like those walls and trying to hit those 7
Yeah.
blimps and like lining up my vision to see like, or even the speed to like hit them. When you touch the water, you'd lose time. This one has like a very feasible challenge. I managed to get all the Chaos Emeralds. I guess I'll say it right. A couple times now. So
Yeah,
And
and
I was playing that. I'm like, there's a game here.
yeah,
Like this mechanic. It was clean.
and then they look also kind of like the special stages from the Saturn version of 3D Blast. Yeah, because it's like a fully 3D thing too. Very cool. Special stages, thumbs up. I like them. They're great.
Yeah.
Back to Green Hill Zone. we took a tangent.
So
Which
here's
happens.
here's another thing that's I guess not different from every Sonic game, but most of them you have mid bosses and end bosses.
That's like a Sonic 3 thing, right? Sonic
Right.
3 and Sonic Knuckles.
Sonic 3 and Sonic Knuckles.
So, what is the mid boss of Green Hill Zone?
Anyone have the names up? I don't know the names of these
Oh,
things.
I don't know either. But we can just describe them.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
Okay.
While Spencer looks it up, this is actually a remake of the end boss in Sonic 1 Green Hill Zone, where it's like Eggman dropping his chain ball, but both ends are able to be hit and damaged. And then when you destroy one, the other goes through moments of invulnerability.
Yeah. Well, he just lost his brother, so he's like, losing his shit.
It's like, "Urgh, Sonic."
Sonic.
This is the pendulum boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
It's pretty basic. Just bounce into people.
Oh, okay. I thought you were getting his name.
That's it. Pendulum boss.
Pendulum boss is the. Oh, they can do better than that.
Quick, give him a name.
Larry and Jerry.
Nice. I give that a B.
Now this is from a website called US Gamer, so that they could have just made it up themselves. I could probably look up another one.
Yeah, they have
Are
awful
you-
grammar. Us gamer.
Are you
Us gamers.
Are you discrediting a
US
website called
Us
US Gamer?
It could be.
Oh, okay.
They could be totally
Now-
fucking up.
The second boss, the final boss of Great Hill Zone, scared me the first time I saw it.
What did you say when you saw it?
Ah, God! No, I was kidding. I was like, damn it, this thing. It's the fucking egg robo thing from the end of Sonic 2. And that boss fight in Sonic 2 is like one of the biggest pains in the ass.
Literally, you had to
So-
cause a big pain in his ass to
Yeah, you have to
destroy
shove it to
him.
his ass. His ash. As we like to tell our friend Hunter.
Right.
I'm getting Donkey Kong 3 flashbacks right now.
It's very reminiscent. Some might call it a spiritual successor.
Well, you don't spray him in his ass.
Some might call it a Donkey Kong 3.
You jump right in.
You jump right into his ass. Sonic gets up in there, man.
He really does in this one
like
too,
this
because this one's a little different in that first off you have rings. Second off, if you have Tails or Knuckles with you, they can assist you in the battle. And he's chasing you. He's actually kind of like a miniature rendition of that crazy robot boss. Spencer, what's his name? According to US Gamer.
Pendulum?
No.
No, the next one. The bit.
Oh, this walking mech Eggman.
Walking Mech Eggman. So,
That's pretty literal. It's not Carl.
Carl would be good too.
Carl the
This one would be Carl's
Could you
Jr.
imagine Eggman just like coming out? He's like, you've seen my best weapon ever, Carl.
That would be freaking awesome. Yeah, I'm sure if they do some stupid or it's like an acronym.
Yeah.
Control.
Oh yeah, they could do that, couldn't they?
Something. Yeah.
So when you fight Carl, he's a little different than in Sonic 2 because he fires his little egg bombs at you. That's one technique he has. He also aims his drill arms, and you can run up the drill arms after he fires them. You can see them based on his trajectory. And a good 6 hits, and you take him down. He's considerably easier than in Sonic 2.
Yeah. Cool aesthetic. I like it.
Don't say that word.
I like the waterfall aesthetic.
Poor Carl.
I think the bosses are the highlight of this game for me.
They're definitely present and strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they are very strong. That was like, I wonder how fast our speed runs would have been if we'd have to deal with some of the bosses.
I do think with Green Hill Zone especially, there's like a big statement going on, like, oh, we got the first boss from the first game and the last boss from the second game, right from the first zone. So like they're immediately coming out saying, oh yeah, we got bosses for you, and we got surprises and throwbacks too.
Yeah, you won't know what's coming next. And it's true, I didn't.
I would have liked it if they turned these into like multi-phase bosses. More of them. I know there's a couple, but I like that idea. I think they seem to have a good grasp on bosses. I think they could have explored it more.
This early on.
But as it stood.
Yeah, see, like this early on though, I feel like maybe that would have felt too much.
No, I say go for it. I had the most fun with
Level
the bosses.
1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pick it up.
Sure. I mean, usually level.
I think that's
1
more of a
bosses-
modern platformer thing.
Oh, okay.
Is they do it? They really do up these segments where it feels like a big moment, like almost like taking a platformer and turning it into more of a like. What's the Nathan Drake game? Uncharted.
Nathan
Kind of adding those little elements
the
into
all
it. where it
new
feels like
Nathan
a big
Drake game.
yeah, I think that'd been cool, but they're good fights.
Agreed. Anything else about Green Hill Zone, guys?
I like the Green Hill.
Spencer?
I prefer Strawberry Fields.
Strawberry Fields Forever. Let's move on. Chemical plant.
Before you get there, there's actually a cool little cutscene where
With who?
the Man of Egg. It's
And,
Eggman.
And who is he with?
The heavy-handed hitters.
The hard-boiled heavies. And they're using the Phantom Ruby. Ooh.
Right. And Eggman's pissed. He's like slamming his robot machine. And then
Damn it, Carl!
Carl, in a act of saving grace, fires his projectile arm, grabs a Chaos Emerald, and everything becomes chaos.
Yeah, chaos control.
Suddenly, Sonic and friends find themselves in the plant of chemicals. It's Chemical Plant Zone.
No, oh, I'm gonna drown.
He gets hit with a little purple drop, shakes it off, and he's good to go.
Yeah, that's a really cute animation. I like playing that as like different characters to see what their like reaction is. I know Mighty's like, what the heck? Like his face is like, ugh. Chemical Plant from Sonic 2. It's definitely another stage that I have seen way too many times.
It's a nice addition to see it back, though. Like we said in Sonic 2, we really liked its placement there. I really like its placement here. It's
the same placement.
it's identical, yeah.
Yeah.
This you might as well get the feelings like, oh, I'm playing Sonic 2 again. And a lot of the same like level design elements are there for better or worse. There's one that like was driving me absolutely crazy when we were doing a speed run, where I probably lost most of my time. So, you know, most of the stage is like you going down these massive slopes, and then there's like spiders and like little plasma snakes and like hopping out of the tunnels. But like as you come to the end of Act 1, there's the Spencer's favorite block puzzle. And the block puzzle is literally a column, and the column changes shape and moves to the side, and it's like in the purple underwater segment.
Oh, okay.
And when that happens, you have to time the jumps up the column and make sure you don't get hit by the column. And I always get like impatient here, so you know I end up falling like because there's like 2 sliding platforms to get you to the other side, and if you miss them, then you have to go back through the column area.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. I lost a lot of time on that too.
I didn't.
I guess
But that was
he's not the column
That
guy.
was like the first. That was like the first big test for me for the physics of this game, which I really despise. I guess
Whoa!
Mario moment.
Whoa! Where's the alarm?
Mario moment here.
Okay.
Mario moment. I really don't like the physics in this game and the jumping, kind of the floatiness of it, the sliding. It's way too much for me. And this was the first time where I was like, I hope the rest of this game doesn't rely too much on this. Luckily it didn't, but this moment was like a big like, oh my god. Like if there was an actual level where you could fall through and this was a requirement, then I'll probably not be able to beat this game. And luckily this game's pretty forgiving with falls, but this was frustrating for sure.
Well, you know what comes after fall?
guys.
Spring.
So about the columns.
Get it, Sonic. Spring.
I understand where you're coming from, Spencer, because you know, like when you're on the column, it's like you're first off you stand still, you're not moving, and so to get moving again, you're like going really slow, and then you have to like jump back up, and so like it's really hard to time that. You can get crushed real easy. So that was driving me nuts. Another thing here that I think is is almost a sign of Sonic going too fast in the stage, and what I think makes it really hard, and I think maybe beyond my own capabilities for speedrunning, is that, like, as far as level memorization goes for this one, your jumps need to be split second if you want to avoid some of the springs that are going to push you to that lower level. You could avoid this watery area altogether if you know where to go and you kind of explore the level, but the way that chemical plant is structured, you're just going so fast that you don't really have, time to, like, make those split second decisions if you're just playing it for the first few times. I've played that level several times now. I really can't get the timing down to get it like around a minute 30 or so.
Well, Teddy, he has to go fast.
Can I have another Mario moment here?
Yeah, go ahead.
The color palette is not pleasing.
What? You're fucking nuts. Get out of here.
I guarantee you, as a kid, I probably got to a stage similar to this, whatever the equivalent would be, and quit playing.
Why? Okay, what's unappealing about it?
Very drab, like the like rustiness look of it.
Yeah, but that's what the yellows and blues are for.
Okay.
Because you have the blue pipes and the yellow platforms and stuff.
But the background's important.
Yeah.
And I think to me it's very off-putting for my eyes. This I guarantee, and I know I played Sonic in the past, and I like Green Hill Zone enough. It's green, it's pretty. I know when I got to this level or something that looks similar to this, I quit playing. So this kind of thing doesn't really work for me.
To this stage's credit, I really think that, especially compared to Sonic 2, the thematic connection between Green Hill and Chemical Plant is well established by that cutscene that happens beforehand. It's one of the first times I feel like the transition from nature to industrial actually works.
Is it supposed to be hinted at that like this plant is poisoning Green Hill Zone?
It could be. I just know that you're going through a new dimension. You end up in like this new area. Like that's the sense that I get when I see Eggman take the Chaos Emerald.
Yeah, and I think it makes more sense than I know that's something we talked about in Sonic 2. Was that thematically it didn't make a lot of sense to move from the what's the first area in one, Emerald Hill, was that right?
Coast or something, yeah.
Yeah, Emerald to Chemical Plant. It kind of felt a little jarring. So you're right there. That cutscene does definitely help. So Act 1 of Chemical Plant is also very similar to the original version of the stage. Same kind of elements and stuff. You can find the same platform layouts and stuff. And then you fight a boss. What was that boss, Spencer?
A water diving boss.
Water diving boss.
AKA Jim.
Something tells me these aren't official.
Jim the scuba diver.
Jim the scuba diver. Jim the scuba diver jumps. He's a ball of like I don't know. He's like a robot ball. I don't know what to call him. What would you call him? He's a robot ball. He's
the water diving boss.
He's Jim the scuba diver. He jumps down into the chemicals, jumps up covered in chemicals, and he bounces around until he's like dry, and then you have to like hit him, and he has like these little orbs that'll float around that'll hurt you. Pretty basic boss. Very easy mid boss.
Real plain Jane.
Jim the scuba diver.
Love me a good scuba diver.
Moving on. Chemical Plant Act 2. I think okay, so the Green Hill Zone Act 2 added the zip lines, and it was like, whoa, this is neat. I think this is the first zone where they really show like, oh, we're gonna fuck with the level design. And they started adding all these different elements. I think the most notable one is that the blue chemicals and stuff can be turned into like this like rubbery stuff with like these giant syringes that like shoot the stuff down into it. So it goes from like blue to green, and it's very bouncy, and it kind of makes you rethink like instead of dodging the blue liquid, you're like going for it now. You're gonna use that. And also they add like the little DNA things from the end of Sonic and Knuckles that like shoot kind of swoop you around. They're not exactly the same thing, but they're kind of similar.
I much preferred Act 2 to Act 1. I would also say that, from Sonic CD and Wacky Workbench when they had the boom, like, when you jump off the edges, and you really couldn't progress anywhere. It's like more annoying than it was, assisting to go anywhere. This one felt like every time that was programmed into the game made sense. So you could get to like higher levels and you could keep platforming. They also make use of the columns. No, I'm joking. They do have columns, but they also have, like those little pipes that you go down. They have like selectable directions, which I don't really remember from Sonic 2. It's possible that was like maybe used once or twice, but they really use it to good effect here. And each one could take you a different way throughout the level. This one makes Sonic feel like tiny in a way in this huge factory setting. And I really like it.
And through all the bouncing and all the pipes and all the loops and stuff, you can get some real speed here too. This is like a non-stop level. This is one that I always have a blast playing through this act.
Yep, I think this is, like Teddy said, this is much preferred to the first one. Everything he said, I agree with.
Well, like I said, they turned the whole stage's mechanics on its head by going like, oh, now the chemicals are your friend.
Yeah.
Bounce on them. So, very neat. But like outside of that, though, I don't know if there's anything else I have to say about Act 2. Do you guys have anything else to say about Act 2?
I just like that they did something very distinct and different, and I think like that idea of like making the chemicals jello was like really cool. And it's very like
Jello.
It's very jello, No, it's very like almost a kind of iconic like mascot platformer kind of thing. It's like, oh, we're gonna do something playful with the level.
Yeah, and again, like I said at the beginning, it's like this really proved that like they were going to not just like remake these stages, but like remix them and really bring their own ideas. Kind of makes it a brand new stage altogether.
They also had the purple fart bubbles. I really like those.
As I was talking about, like the little DNA thing.
Yeah.
Because they kind of look like, they kind of twirl.
The fart bubbles.
Sonic farts and it's purple. You should see a doctor. Not a Dr. Eggman.
It's funny because when we saw the fart bubbles in Ukulele, we didn't think much of them, but the fart bubbles in Chemical Plant are pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Real authentic. Authentic fart bubbles.
What's the boss for Chemical Plant?
What's really authentic is the boss fight.
Woo!
It's definitely an authentic experience.
Speaking of fart.
This was the moment whenever the first time I played, this was the moment where I was like, oh my god, like they're trying to like capture me, like I'm their audience, like this is it. And it was because it's a throwback to Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, also known as Puyo Puyo.
Alex likes Puyo.
I do, dude. I've played Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine more than like any other puzzle game, and by association, I am a huge Puyo Puyo fan. So whenever this happened, I was like, holy shit, this is amazing.
Lots of Puyo here.
I do kind of feel bad though, because if like I can imagine somebody that like had never played that game, but like Sonic got to this part and they were like, what am I supposed to do?
Oh no, I don't think there's anybody.
Eggman was really easy here too.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
He is. They don't really pose a challenge, but still, like they don't like. There's a little more strategy when it comes to Puyo Puyo because you want to do chain reactions and like matching colors.
You don't have to.
Yeah, in this boss, matching colors, but still, I mean, you can get through it faster though. So if you're doing a speed run, you can just do like a couple moves and you're out of there.
All right. Well, the guy doing a speed run's probably not worried. I was simultaneously disappointed and happy to see this level because I enjoy puzzle games like the rest of us. But I was like, I feel like they could have tried a little harder, done something more creative. But
It's very creative.
I
mean,
puzzle
it's a
games.
throwback to a Sonic game.
I mean, again, it could be. I don't play Sonic.
Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine was the Genesis.
Well, no, I'm sure
version.
it is. But someone like me who doesn't indulge in Sonic,
I'm
just kind of like
Spencer.
eye rolling.
Spencer. I'm informing you right now that Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine was the Genesis version of Puyo Puyo here in the U.S. and in Europe.
Wonderful.
There you go.
It's when your son Nick and Robot Nick meet.
In a deadly puzzle clash.
So unique.
Lots of Puyo here.
Oh, stop.
That's a poo.
Yep.
What's the transition here, Ted?
Well, before we get to that, I know, like, I actually really liked
Oh, sorry, you didn't get to talk about it. Go ahead.
when I put like N Knuckles mode on, and you get to that portion. I'm not really sure what happens with Tails, but Knuckles just gliding into your like little workstation area.
Yeah, and he shows up kind of late, so he's like, "Hey guys, sorry."
Sorry, man. And then he pops up. Yeah. So I just wanted to say that was a cool moment here. I don't really much care for the combat per se, but you know, it was a nice throwback, I guess, especially for just nostalgia appeal. I know that afterwards you kind of like go out the pipe and then you push like towards the side and you hop on like the robot machine and free the flickies. And I'm not sure, is there anything significant that happens on your way to the next zone?
I don't recall.
I don't think there is. I think you just run to the side and then you end up in a movie.
Studiopolis.
It's the
What
Sonic
game is
the
this
Sonic movie. Sonic the Hedgehog for the movie theater.
Oh, this is the one that has Jim Carrey in it and
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden. Brought to you by Olive Garden,
What?
and I think donuts.
What
Now
game is
featuring
this?
Sonic cookies.
What game?
They
is
come
this
out of that oven fast.
Great.
My notes say that it's a brand new zone. for
What?
Sonic
It's
Mania.
a brand new zone.
Studiopolis, welcome to the studio, boys.
What? This is a really cool zone.
Yeah,
It's like
I
a
like it a lot.
yeah, like it's like a movie studio type zone with like there's like lottery sections. There's like TVs and like how would you call them? The little clapboards. Like what do you call those?
Columns.
So like when you're filming a movie? No, Teddy.
You said, what do you call them? So columns?
When you're like scene.
Yeah. I don't know what those are called.
Action.
Those
Yeah.
those guys. You know, and there's just all sorts of things. There's like all kinds of like Sega references. Like there's the Sonic Sega like popcorn thing, and you know, and like stuff like that. But that's like really cool. The little there's little vans you like run into, and they shoot you all over the place through like radio signals. And the van says Hornet on the side, and Hornet's the name of the car from Daytona, USA. Isn't that neat?
You just blew my mind with facts. I probably retained one of them. So, Studiopolis. I really like this one. I really like the cosmetic details. Like you said, Alex, this is like a very, like the entire theme of this one is cinema. I think this is probably the strongest new stage from Sonic Mania as far as establishing an identity. What's the thematic connection? I don't know. I don't care. I just know that it plays really good. You run really fast. Which is really important in Sonic. I
like the part where you run really fast.
Those are my favorite. Also, if you make your way to the top of the stage, like Alex was saying, on this like movie, like you know, like and cut things, like that takes up a whole track. You know, a lot of like cool moments in this stage.
And I would say I love this level as well. I just want to say that I think it mixes dark with light really, really well, much better than the previous like muted colors did. Or the previous ones did. This isn't even really a Mario moment. It's more of a I wish there was more. I really wish they took some of the things in here and amped them up a little bit. Like I like when you'd go into like a room. It was just your shadow, and then the color. I like that touch. It makes for a nice touch, but you zoom by it so fast. I wish they would have done like whole segments, like where you're zooming through it, and maybe the colors change or more plays on light. But I thought in general this is a great level.
I really like those parts where you'd be like running and then like break through the glass.
Yeah,
those are so awesome. There's one really cool moment. It's either I think it's Act 2, where you get pushed off a spring and then Sonic is spinning on a film reel, and then it like goes upwards. Yeah. Those are really cool. There's another one like there's moments where you're running across studio lights. Just so much like they went all out with Studiopolis.
And I was gonna say like most of the Sonic games, most classic Sonic games always had this like like more like casino-ish or like carnival-ish stage. Each game had one really, except for like Knuckles, and I think this is that stage for Mania, and it's done very well because most of those stages can get very annoying with like all the bumpers and the springs and everything, and not really knowing where to go. This one I think is very much doable. Like there are moments where you're trapped in like the big lottery machines,
Right.
in like the little funnels and stuff, like spin you down. But they're not annoying though. They kind of like last a second and you're out of there.
Agreed.
Agreed. So what's the are there any big differences between Act 1 and Act 2? I know like the TVs come on and Eggman's like, I'm here.
With Act 2, I remember
touch, by the
there's actually like these electric wires that you go through, and then like sometimes it'll zap you across.
That's right.
It's not quite to the same extent as in like, I think it's like Death Egg Zone in Sonic and Knuckles, but it's similar, like that electric kind of running segment. There's also like those red springs that push you up. Those are actually a little slow and hard to navigate on in Act 2, but I wouldn't call them more than a nuisance, and
You
they're
wouldn't what?
barely present. Huh?
I said you wouldn't what? You wouldn't call them?
Moving on. So with that, those are some of the major differences. Also, like the running through the glass segments. I don't remember I know the first boss. I can't remember the second one though.
What? Okay.
Spider.
Well, let's
No,
talk
it's not
about
the
the first
spider.
boss then.
Go ahead.
No. Okay, let's look at the first boss. The first boss is the first hard-boiled heavy, and he is flying a helicopter, and he's shooting missiles at you.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Spencer?
The blue one.
Flying boss on Studiopolis.
I don't know, the blue one. I don't know if they have names.
AKA Gerald the helicopter drone.
There you go.
This boss is kind of annoying. It's a constantly moving boss where he fires missiles at you, and usually he fires 2 red missiles and a blue one, and you want to hit the blue one and avoid the 2 red ones. The problem is that you're constantly running, and I have a lot of trouble judging my jumps because of the momentum.
It changes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I do not like this boss.
No. Easy enough concept, but the jumping and is the whole point, and it's very hit or miss.
Fortunately, they do throw you some rings in between, so you're not like in such high danger, but you can't even collect rings back if you mess up. I found that like there is kind of a timing to it, and if you push up on the control pad while you jump, it helps you get past some of those red missiles. You can also kind of gauge if the missile is going to be at the front of the pack or the back or even the middle based on them before they start coming towards the screen. So my big thing about this boss is like, I don't have a problem playing against it, but it's just it's like a very set amount of time you are going to be fighting him, because it's always going to be like 4 rounds to take out the mini heavies and then the last heavy. So it's almost automated in a way.
I just feel like because I played this boss many times by now, and I still feel like I have like the same grasp as the first time I fought it. Like it's like I haven't gotten any better at it. And I don't know. That could be the game, or that could be me. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I thought it was awkward.
So that was the first boss. Teddy, how could you forget the second boss?
Well, I remember before you get there, there's actually trains that go by and say "Cope."
Teddy, how could you forget the second boss?
I don't know. The stage was so good that I don't remember the boss.
It's one of the best fucking bosses. It's the chicken weather reporter.
That's your favorite boss.
It's amazing. They took the little chicken from Mushroom Hill Zone that just blows the wind at you and made it a boss where he tells you the weather. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, but you're fighting Eggman, and you just wait for the signals. Oh, it's going to be sun, it's going to be rain, it's going to be... You know what my hack is to that? Get the electric shield.
Oh, yeah, the little double jump.
Yeah, and then you just breeze through that before you even have to see anything.
But it's just so charming.
Yeah,
It kind
that's
of
true.
reminds me of like a Kirby boss or something, where it's just really charming. It's easy, but it's just very charming. So every time I play it, I'm just happy to see like a little weather chicken.
Spencer, what's his name?
I didn't. Egg TV.
My favorite channel.
I didn't even notice that. I was too busy staring at like the lightning and the.
Oh.
the heat stuff.
Well, yeah, he tells
That's
you.
interesting.
What,
I didn't know
yeah,
that.
yeah, so he tells you the pattern. He's like, today where it's going to be sunny. Then the little sun rays come on and stuff. So, yeah, it's
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just a very neat, charming, funny little boss. Speaking of
Chicken.
Speaking of chicken, you see on the TV behind you that there's a giant airship going by. So Sonic runs and latches on, and we're on to the Spencer's favorite stage. What is it, Spencer?
Flying batteries.
Flying
on.
battery. Da-da. Da-da-da-da-da.
Do, 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 do.
Flying battery zone from Sonic the Hedgehog and Knuckles. This one is interesting because it's a tough zone, especially if you're playing Sonic and Knuckles. It like you can get caught up here pretty easily, and for them to put it at number 4 out of like what 12 is pretty ballsy.
Huge stage. Just running through this airship. They must. This Eggman has fortified his defenses. This is a big airship.
Yeah.
It
I feel like Kirby did it better.
it has some of my favorite and least favorite moments.
What are your favorite?
My favorites actually come up later in Act 2, but when you're running outside of the airship and there's like these black metal chains that you go running across. They're kind of magnetic, and then they run across like the outside of the ship. Those are super cool.
Black metal. No.
And
I was reminded. Oh, go
no,
ahead.
I don't have much else, but go ahead.
Oh, I was reminded of the Kirby airship one, just thinking about how much I loved that level, or that I guess game. I guess it's a game within that game. And then I was also reminded of Super Star Wars. I don't know if any of you guys ever played that on the Super Nintendo. It just reminded me of that, like the sprawling worlds where you're just jumping and everything's trying to kill you at once.
This stage has always reminded me of Rocket Knight Adventures and also Mario 3.
Definitely Mario 3. Yeah.
Well, Rocket Knight has actual airships, so
I never played Rocket Knight.
you should. So this one, I think, especially with Act 1 and Act 2 is questionable. I don't think they change up too much with this stage. Do you think they change up too much with this stage, Teddy? Do you think there's like enough here for it to feel like a new stage? Because to me, it doesn't.
Do they have the electric magnetic things in the first time that you played it?
Yep.
Did? Okay. The garbage sections?
That's new. Garbage is new. Which does it add anything? Not really. Yeah. To me, it's like the same stage, basically.
Also, they added elements from Sonic CD with like those outdoor like mine things that like charge up and electrocute. That was also from Wacky Workbench.
Oh, yeah, you're right. They did add that. But they use it like very seldomly in this stage.
Towards the beginning of the end, or the beginning of Act 2, beginning of the end.
This is the end?
This is the middle?
This is probably my least favorite of all of them.
I like the original Flying Battery a lot, and that's something that I think I was very vocal about in our and Knuckles map out. But I think in terms of Mania, I don't think they did enough to justify the stage being back.
I think they did too much. They just tried to make it so big. Because I usually, like, if I'm not doing a speed run, that second act takes me close to like 7-8 minutes. That's too long for a Sonic stage. For me, anyway. I'm used to like Sonic 1 and 2, like where I'm just blazing trails.
Blazing titles.
I think I hit my first game over here.
Tell us the story.
I can't even remember. It had to have been in Act 2. But, yeah, it just would not end. And it was just like more and more. And it just seemed unclear where to go. I was not a fan of this one.
They did make it a little easier, though. I know on Knuckles that there's a part where you're outside the ship and you have to use those little the black metal chains to like swing across multiple parts of the ship, and it's really easy to lose your momentum and die. They removed that from this, from this one, so that's gone. So I'm thankful because I always died on that part at least once.
guess I'm thankful too.
So, the first boss of this area, you're in the trash.
Speaking of Star Wars,
It's like a trash compactor.
Spencer, name?
trash compactor. It's literally what it says on Us Gamer.
Us gamer.
Trash compactor.
With a giant laser going and like shooting at you from the top, and you just gotta wait till the trash builds up enough to bop it.
Or you could wait till he fires little floating trash at you and propel into it.
That's true too.
It's kind of boring. I think it personifies the name Flying Battery because you're like literally fighting a battery.
I like that it attempted tension
Yeah, but it,
with the walls closing in. I mean, it wasn't hard, but at least it was like, oh, it better hurt.
It's not the first time they do something like that either. In like Sonic 2, I think like on the airship, interestingly enough, Eggman is like closing in the walls and firing lasers towards the ground. Maybe it's not Sonic 2. I'm not really sure which one it is.
it's definitely a trash compactor.
It's quite compact.
On the other hand, we have the final boss of this area, which is the giant mechanical spider.
Can I say something about this real quick?
What?
Its name?
The spider bot. I actually not cheated, but I saw my friend play this level, so I knew what to do.
Oh, you're a straight cheater.
Yeah. But no, I like it. This is a good boss. See, it's bosses like this that makes me sad that one was a Poyo Pop thing, because it's like they can really make something creative here and fun.
Okay.
And I think this is great.
This one is
I'm not gonna
tense.
argue.
There are several opportunities to, either get like hit by the spider if you don't keep him on the ground, or get like hit into the spikes on the side. If you miss him, you could go like flying into the spikes, and if the spikes come above you and like you're pushed in a corner, then you're automatically dead. So there is some real tension here. It's a tough one. It's not like simply just hitting it, it's going to do damage. You have to knock it into the spikes. So that is a very creative boss. It annoys me a bit, but it is a good boss.
Yeah, this one took me a while to really like get a good grip on. The first few times I played through the game, I remember this boss giving me some trouble. But now I wouldn't say I'm a master, but now I'm at a point to where I feel like I can keep in control during that fight, and kind of keep Eggman down, and hit him at the right times. So there is some skill needed for this boss.
Yeah. Also the tension, it just keeps going up and up and up and
Up and up and up.
even if it's not like a real threat, the constant moving keeps your brain like activated, which
That's
I like.
true. Very cool boss.
Hmm.
Giant mechanical spider. There's a stage transition here. Do you remember what it is, Teddy?
Sure. So Sonic and friends find the time to recline and go paragliding.
Ooh, and you know what this is a reference to?
How about it? I don't know.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on the Game Gear. There's a paragliding stage.
Oh,
I didn't know that they made a Sonic 2 for the GameCube.
Game Gear.
Fuck off, Spencer.
So meanwhile, the press catches wind of this, and they go out to the garden to take pictures. And lo and behold, Sonic and friends meet them.
You're really stretching it.
Press garden zone. Wow.
Press
I was like, did I play this game?
Press Garden. Another wholly original stage. I love this stage.
This is my
It's
favorite.
not mine.
Why?
Tell me why.
I'm asking you.
Tell me why. Tell me why. Press garden really sucks.
What?
The first act. The second act is
No.
good. I don't like the 1st
You're
one.
nuts.
It's slow.
You're
It's
nuts.
boring. It's the weakest so far.
It's slow if you suck.
It's slow because there's boxes in your way, and you have to jump off of trampolines to hit stupid purple lights. Not a fan. Not the first act anyway. The second act is better.
I love it. I think the boxes, you have to know the timing. You can hop across them pretty quickly. And the trampoline sections, there's actually moments where there's like a set pattern you can go on, but if you get enough speed, you can actually just skip whole areas and just kind of like up to like the next area you need to go to. And I think it's very fun.
Yeah, and I agree with Teddy that the second act is a lot better. But I like both, and it's also because I'm partial to light colors and the color purple. And I like it being used in that way. So
If you like purple, Spencer, you should love Chemical Plant.
No. I like softer colors, and I don't like dull
Oh, okay. I see, because there's
grayish
purple water in that
colors.
switch.
I do like the parts, and this actually comes out of launch base zone with the turning cylinder that like Sonic kind of like runs around, and you can actually push your way up to get on top of those. I like those sections, but there's parts I like, and they do interesting things with like graphics here. I noticed like in the background, it's almost like a carousel or something always going around. I personally don't like the background, and I don't really like those segments with like the spinny carnival-like wheels. I find even timing some of the jumps off of them is kind of annoying. And also, just for another point that's annoying, like sometimes those things crush like the boxes and you have to get off in time. At one point that was happening to me and there was no exit off of it, so I got trapped in in one of those sections at one point of the map on a recent playthrough.
You're good at getting trapped in Sonic games, aren't you?
I don't know why that happens. I explore. I found all the new territories. The parts they didn't want you to defend.
I've never had that happen to me. I don't know. I just have a lot of fun with this one. This is one that I've gotten pretty fast at. So maybe it's just...
What's the differences between Act 1 and Act 2?
Well, Act 1, you end with a boss. His name is Armando.
Spinning saw boss.
That's what I said, Armando. And he has spinning saws, and you have to make him lunge his saws into like solid boxes until they break, and then you bop them a few times, and he gets the saw back. It's very easy. He's gonna hide for a second.
Dumb boss. But I had to like play around with it a few times to figure it out the first time. Like, oh, that's what's happening. If you watch like the cutscene early on, I don't know if you call it a cutscene or not, but
it feels like they were trying to go for it. Do you remember the boss from Sonic 3 with the spinning top? Where you
Yes.
like get it back to him in the carnival area?
Yep.
It kind of felt like they were trying to something like that, but this is way too easy because you literally just gotta like find one of the boxes, like duck down next to it, and he'll just and then you just hit him a few times.
yeah, the problem is he kind of like starts jumping away, so like you might only be able to get like one hit in, two if you're lucky. So it's kind of just a time sink.
Yeah. Speaking of sync,
Today's episode is brought to you by Armando Sinks.
Armando sinks. Come on down and get yourself a sink.
Don't complain. Get a new drain. At Armando Sinks.
Armando sinks. Come on down and get yourself a sink.
Hi, I'd like to place an order for lots of water. Armando Sinks. Come on down.
Armando sinks. Come on down and get yourself a sink. So there's a big transition between Act 1 and Act 2. Act 2, things have gotten a little cold. It's a little frozen. It's a little icy. It's a little snowy.
I see.
Why?
And
Why does it happen?
let it
I don't
go.
know.
Seasonal change. What comes after fall?
Winter.
Snow.
But there's also like these like hints of like spring with like the red colors of like the trees and stuff. Kind of gives you like that like springy feel too.
Well, okay, and this is another reason. I've experienced a winter in Oregon,
Aw.
and they have these cherry blossom like trees, and they're the ground. It snowed there when I was there, which is a rare thing actually, but it snowed there, and the trees had the leaves fall on the snow, and it looked like you see it here, where it's just like these like red or purple, whatever colored leaves on pure white. It's absolutely
It's
gorgeous.
cool. Yeah,
And
it's well, they're like
yeah.
they contrast each other, so it looks really nice.
Yeah, yeah.
It's also kind of neat that like this. You said that Studiopolis was like the carnival-like one, but I'd almost argue that Press Garden Act 1 is like that.
And I'd argue that this is almost like nature taking over afterwards.
Are you saying that this is The Last of Us?
You know.
Did you
I-
know?
No.
I just want to say I never saw Joel get turned into an ice cube.
Yeah? You didn't play the DLC?
Where he turns into an ice cube and
It's called Joel Turns into an Ice Cube.
slides,
And kills a
slides
bunch of
across
mutants.
the stage.
There's always room for the trilogy.
Billy!
Brother, help!
Turn into an ice cube.
Grab the flamethrower, Bill.
It one of Bill's traps. Now I'm an ice
I'm
cube.
an
You
ice
don't
cube
remember that?
now. You have to live with me this way, Ellie. You gotta accept me as an ice cube. This is the way I'm gonna be forever. Or at least till it gets kind of hot out.
Fuck, Joel.
Ellie,
Watch
call me
language.
out.
Yeah, that's the entire season 3 is her just hacking him out of that.
Wouldn't it have been amazing if, like, instead of her like trying to nurse him back to health, she's like just there, like, motherfucking, like it's like
Ice
ching
pick.
ching ching.
She has that unbreakable dagger. That must be an ice.
There you go.
I think this is fan fiction right here. It's solid stuff. Love
So
it.
Sonic gets turned into an ice cube at some point during this part.
Mm.
That's cool. What else is new?
The rings have frozen over.
It's cool that you can break through the spikes with it and other things.
Teddy's
I like that we're just pausing so we can hear
Teddy's
that.
Sink has a good point too. I just wanted to hear it. What else is new in this area? I forget. I mean,
Frozen
it's
springs, frozen,
frozen-
spikes,
frozen things, frozen everything.
frozen the movie.
There's these little platforms that throw out the little darts you can jump on, kind of like the boss of Aztec Ruin Zone in Sonic 2.
Or in Super Star Wars, the Ewoks would shoot bow and arrows.
Yeah,
at
I'm
you.
sure-
Or well, I guess arrows out of bows.
I'm sure that's where they got the idea.
Hmm. You also got the mushrooms from
suspect.
Mushroom Hill Zone. Yeah,
Kinda. They're
Sonic
like
and
weird.
Knuckles.
They're
Like
like-
pink mushrooms, yeah.
Yeah.
Mario. Anyone?
I think they only honestly, and like it's a
That's the sound Mario.
Wow.
I think Spencer just had a stroke.
Call for help.
That's our secret signal.
Yeah.
Spencer's having a stroke. So I think they only did the weird winter transition here that I like just to set up the boss fight. You guys remember the boss fight?
Okay.
Shinobi, the fighting ninja.
No, it's called Ninja Robot.
Yeah, it's one of the hard-boiled heavies.
I like that your names are more creative than the names that, assumedly, the game gave them. According to Us Gamer.
Do you guys ever
Robot.
watch Kill Bill?
Yes, love it.
I
All two of
wish
them.
I wish this boss was the ending of Volume 1, where she kills what's her face, the head of the clan or whatever, and like out in the snow and stuff. I wish this
That would
this was
that would require silence and subtlety. Something I don't think Sonic has ever had.
This boss is tricky though. I mean, if you don't know what you're doing the first time, at least after you learn how to actually hit him, you're kind of good. But like, because he throws these little, well, they're supposed to be like ninja stars, but they're like the starfish robot things from Sonic 2 that like explode at you, and he has a sword, and you can't just hit him head on. But while he's jumping, you have to hit him there to throw him off and then bop him.
His sword
Yeah.
slashes also turn you back into an ice cube for some reason.
Is
They're
it
all
ISIS
sure.
right now? I don't know. Maybe
He's an ISIS.
man or something. I don't know.
ISIS confirmed.
ISIS,
Ninja Robot.
ISIS.
Sonic is prepping our youth early.
Sonic fights ISIS.
Take down terror.
Yeah.
Sonic versus ISIS.
The hard-boiled heavies.
Didn't you hear him say America as he was taking him out? America!
America, yeah.
Sonic's a natural patriot.
Well, he's already one of the colors. Oh no, wait, he's blue and he wears red and white shoes.
Red white
He's-
jeans? He's got white
He's
gloves?
basically a running flag.
He is Captain America, actually,
Dude. He definitely is.
That's the crossover I want now.
with the Dorito shield.
Doritos. Okay.
Today's episode is brought to you by
Armando Sinks.
going off halfway through the map out
Come on down.
and more.
Yourself a sink.
So when you eat Doritos, you can put the dish in the sink. Armando's.
Armando's.
Well, after you beat that boss, where do you go? You wait. Well, you
Way to not ask
see-
what we thought of it.
Oh, what? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you had your time. You were talking about Doritos or whatever.
Come
Go
on,
ahead.
there's time for fan fiction alongside
That's
my
not
opinions.
fan fiction. That's
Is
just
your first map out?
What's up? You been here before?
that's just Doritos.
Okay, so coming up to this boss, like there's segments where you can push like the trees into the wood chippers. I just really like the lead up to the ninja star boss because like you are turned into that ice cube, and you know at some points when you become the ice cube, it's actually desirable because you'll be like floating through the level and able to access areas of the level that weren't accessible before. As far as the actual boss, I found it more annoying than it was like a good boss. Part of it's that starfish thing is super annoying. And also that the sword strikes turn you into the ice cube. So there's just so many elements going on here. It's not like a super hard boss, especially if you have a couple rings, but not my favorite.
Spencer.
Bit forgettable. The ninja robot.
Okay.
Clearly they didn't try very hard.
Well, after you kill the ninja robot, you see Eggman looking at a projection off of the computer of Little Planets. Teddy, what is Little Planet?
Little Big Planet is a game for the PlayStation 3. In
Very
Little
good.
Big Planet, you create levels. Little
So
Big
we-
Planet was a popular title for the PlayStation 3 online service.
So this
In
is the point
Little
where
Big Planet.
This is the point where Teddy turned off the game and played Little Big Planet.
I don't even know the PlayStation.
Good choice.
No way. Little Big Planet. I'm still
Stop
saying
calling it Little Big Planet.
Little Planet is the
Little
world
Planet Big.
from what is it? Sonic CD.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
Home to
where
the time.
Sonic
Home
has to
to the-
collect the time stones,
There you go. You can actually say it now.
the Chaos Emeralds. But anyways, Sonic finds his way speeding off at the pace of stars and leaving behind a trail of stardust in
Oh my god.
the Stardust Speedway Zone.
Woo! I love this zone.
Unintentional boom.
I love this zone. If
Great.
There was,
Yep. Perfect.
yeah. If there was one zone that we're going to bring back from CD, this one.
All right, little context here, Spencer. This one comes from Sonic CD, which is a game for a console. In Sonic CD, you can run past signposts that bring you into different like time zones, past, present, future, and they're like littered throughout the
Future.
stage. That's why Alex pronounces future that way. Stardust Speedway was like one of the faster areas in Sonic CD, and in that one, there's like segments where if you go through like these tunnels, you have to like push directionally to whichever way you want to go. That's something that's brought back in Stardust Speedway, but not to the same extent. One of what I think is the most major improvements in this version of it is that those take up very minimal portions of the level, especially between like Act 1 and Act 2. There are several new elements here. Alex, would you care to talk about some of them?
Plants.
Okay. Marble Garden levers.
No, you can like plant these little vines that grow up and grow around, and they have little leaves you can jump on. And there's also like little crabby looking plants that'll bite you if you're not careful. So that's fun and neat. It's kind of cool.
A little tension. These lightning bug machines will chase you, you know, as you're like running super fast throughout this level. This is the kind of level where you get sprung everywhere. You know, you're running super fast.
It's
Spe-
sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask Spencer what he thought.
Okay, well, hold on, Spencer.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't have much to say. I don't remember much from the first act. The second act was a little more memorable for me, but I like the look of it, and I like the transition between like what looks like perhaps an overrun civilization or at least slightly older civilization, into what the second one will be.
Well, because you go to the future.
Yeah.
I
Would have been cool to switch between them automatically, though.
I think comparing this version to the CD version, which I had it done before, but I had to do here because we had just done CD previously. It's clear to see that the team behind this game had a better grasp on Sonic level design than the Sonic CD developers, and it's kind of sad.
Sonic CD, though, to its credit, is like the second Sonic game.
Yeah. Well, the second one to enter development.
Right. So there's like 25 years in between.
That's true.
And I would argue that Stardust Speedway and Sonic CD and all of the stages in that world, for that matter, are, the premise for exploring them is completely different.
Yeah.
The premise is to build up enough speed, and I think that in Sonic CD, Stardust Speedway was one of the only zones that really let you get enough speed to go super fast and go between time spaces. That's not necessary here. This one just lets you boost throughout both levels, both acts rather. And so I think it works really well for both ways. I happen to prefer what Mania did with it, just, in the grand scheme, because it's so huge and the goal is just like rush all the way to the end. So
That's true. I guess you could see it that way because of the gameplay differences. But they did a good job making it fit that the normal Sonic gameplay. So I congratulate them. I don't know what. Okay, hold on. Okay, so Act 1 is kind of like the overgrown area. And then you have the mid boss. You guys know what the mid boss is?
It is the glow bug boss.
Ooh, from what game?
Sonic and Tails versus. The
Oh my
machine.
God, you're actually close. This is
Okay.
Sonic Chaos on the Game Gear, which in certain regions is known as Sonic and Tails.
those things were in Sonic CD too.
Yeah, but there's giant one you fight in Chaos.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of what it's
Mhm.
themed after.
Another GameCube reference. Very-
Well, you got that one right. You're still gonna disrespect me.
Absolutely.
Well, the thing about the GameCube is that it's a console.
That's true.
Easy.
Did you know that?
Sorry. Go ahead.
Did you know that the
Nonsense.
GameCube's a console?
Okay.
No?
Okay. That's all you had to say. Okay. Boss is pretty. Boss is pretty easy.
I call it re-trivia.
You
I
fight.
hear some trivia and I just ask it again.
You fight.
Wait a
some
sec. If you asked it a third time, it would actually be three
you fight
trivia.
You fight. Well, it's funny you said that because you got to fight 3 smaller lightning bugs before you get to hit the big lightning bug.
So we call it a 3 bug.
Boo! Get out of here. Yep, that was a boss fight.
How about Act 2?
Act 2. You hit a robot generator. You hit a future signpost, and it goes future.
Future.
And you use the time stones, Teddy's favorite, to travel to the future.
Get it right, Alex. Chaos Emeralds.
And you travel to the future. So in the future, things are all nice and shiny and brassy looking. Looks like you're like in a giant trombone.
Spencer, did you turn the music on for this one?
I think I still had it on for this one. Maybe not, though.
This one is like hip,
Fucking mad.
wow, button bop.
Button bop, button bop.
Bop the button, button bop. Bop the button.
Button bop.
Dun, 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 dun.
We would like to stop this moment of button bop to say thanks to our sponsor, Armando Sinks. Come on down and get yourself a sink.
Hey, Mom. The sink's broken.
Well, honey,
What did you put down?
I've told you enough times to stop eating Doritos and then putting them in the sink, haven't I?
But I want to put my Doritos down the sink. Now what are we gonna do?
Gee, at a time like this, I wish someone could help me deal with my child's Dorito problem. Hello.
Hi, it's me, Armando.
Well, hello, Armando. What are you doing at my door today?
Do you need a new sink? Well, come on down to Armando's Sinks. Get yourself a sink.
But can you fix my Dorito addiction? I think it has to do with my parents.
Get yourself a sink.
Okay.
Armando Sinks. Get yourself a sink. Pipes not included.
So about Stardust Speedway.
It's beautiful. Future.
This is one you can shrink at.
No. Wow, you're way off.
We're not quite there yet, Spencer. We'll
Oh,
get there. We'll let you know.
Stardust Speedway Zone 2. Is there anything unique here, Teddy? I forget.
I don't remember.
Is it just more of the same? I mean, it's fun. It's still a good stage. I think they use the little Donkey Kong Country-esque like shooty parts a little more here,
Yeah.
but I don't think there's too much here that really like shook things up like the other stages.
I don't think so.
I think I remember this one more for just the end boss.
Yeah, this is a quick stage. I got through this stage pretty easy. Well, you guys want to talk about the boss?
Better.
Teddy?
It's me, Metal Sonic.
It's me, Metal Sonic.
That's what it's called on here, Metal Sonic.
Yeah, that's his fucking name.
Put some respect on his name.
Metal Sonic. This is a super cool. Once I saw that they were doing Stardust Speedway, I was like, "Oh, we're gonna fight Metal Sonic, aren't we?" And you get there and you see a Metal Sonic stopping on a flicky or something, and you're like, "Stop it!" So you hit him, but it's just a projection. Oh, it's so silly. And then you have a little race with Metal Sonic, a la Sonic CD. Don't really do much here. Just gotta dodge him. And then you get to a section where Metal Sonic is, he's old. It's been a while since Sonic CD, so he's got to take a sit, So he sits down in his little chair, and he lets this other little Sonic, this little robot Sonic called Silver Sonic from the Game Gear games, fight you, and you got to bop Silver Sonic back up into Metal Sonic. I have the worst time with this boss. At some points, it's very hard to judge how to bop Silver Sonic back up into Metal Sonic.
Yeah, there's a couple strategies here. If he is in small form, then you can spin dash him off of the wall back into Metal Sonic. And this is actually like kind of an interesting play on Mecha Sonic from Sonic 2, where he, comes out of the middle of the frame. And instead you're like attacking him while he's still there. Or you could wait till Silver Sonic is on the edge of the screen and then just destroy him, and then he sends like 2 plasma balls into Metal Sonic. Fortunately, there is a checkpoint here after you've cleared this one. Spencer, how was your time with the first phase of Metal Sonic?
Well, I think Silver Surfer is a really good introduction to this stage. I like the combination. I don't recall like knocking him into Metal Sonic.
That's how
I mean, it's possible. It's possible I just don't remember, but I feel like I just jumped into him. But that seems way too clever for me. I don't think I would have thought of that. But
Do you know when you can do
is
it?
there another way?
Do
What's that?
you know when you can do it?
Well, when I was watching you guys do it's when he's bouncing like
Oh,
diagonal.
because I was going to say in the future.
Oh, yeah.
No.
The next
Teddy,
time I play
Teddy.
it in the future.
You didn't say it right. I was gonna say in the future.
Wait, Alex, I think you
I'm
were
just
just off
happy
a little
that-
bit. I think it's
Okay.
more like future.
Okay, hold on. Let me try again. Future.
Yeah.
I think it was really good the way you said future.
Hold on. Let me try it one more time. Future.
Can we all say it on 3,
3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Clip
Pew.
Future.
Pew.
Oh.
Pew pew.
Pew.
And it's nice to see the GameCube getting more love. It's a lot of-
Moving on.
Great concept.
So you race back up to the top of the stage where there's this really cool background element I just wanted to point out with this big polygonal Eggman building. I don't know why the fuck that's there, but it looks super cool.
I didn't know he had so many wives.
Yes, that's what I said. Polyamorous.
the big polygamous.
It's a big polygonal building.
Anyway, so you get to the top, and Metal Sonic takes the Phantom Ruby, and he does something. I don't know if they meant to be a callback to Sonic Heroes, but at the end of Sonic Heroes, Metal Sonic turns into this like giant monster version of himself, and he does the same thing here. So I'm guessing that's what they were doing. It's very unclear because it does kind of look a little different, but I get the same vibes.
Wasn't Sonic Heroes on the Game Gear?
So the giant monster Metal Sonic just kind of runs. Well, you know, not runs. He like Godzilla walks towards you very slowly, and you just gotta like bop him on his stomach. What's hard here is judging the hitboxes, because his hands can hurt you, and he shoots lasers and little bombs and stuff.
Absolutely detest this boss battle. Just, I like it in concept. I like the idea of like, first off, it's terrifying when that happens. When Eggman throws him the Chaos Emerald, he becomes this monster mecha Metal Sonic. But I like everything about this sucks. As he's coming towards you, the bridge behind him collapses, and frequently some of the hits that you do on his little middle Chaos Emerald section will push you back into that zone, so you get dropped into them. Also, your rings are very hard to reacquire, and his metal arms move quite fast. To make matters more difficult, you are constantly getting pushed towards him, so you need to either be running away or like charging up spin dash and then get pushed back to the side of the screen. I'm very impatient with this one, and it costs me quite a few lives.
I also usually die here once or twice because it's just hard for me to judge the hitboxes, and then sometimes I'll jump and hit him, but I'll get stuck in behind him. I'll like bounce in behind him, and I'm like shit, and then that costs me a life.
Yeah.
So
Same. Doesn't cost me a couple lives too.
Teddy, so how can you explain the rest of this boss in the voice of Metal Sonic?
Sure. Sonic, I am coming to eat you and Tails. Sonic, get over here. Sonic, don't fall behind the bridge. I need to eat you. Sonic, I'm going to put my metal skewers through your friend Amy Adams. Sonic.
Boom.
Sonic.
Boom.
No.
He's the reason
Stop.
for our boom.
Stop your boom attacks, Sonic. No. Sonic.
Oh man.
As far as we know, that's where
tearjerker.
Metal Sonic dies. Only not because he was in a racing game a year later.
When he's a robot, maybe they just
Moving on.
supercharge him or
Let's
something.
move on
It's a
to-
free Chaos Emerald.
I want to let Spencer say the name of this one. Let's see how he says it.
Well, I feel like you can say it in one of two ways, right? You can either say it Hydro City or Hydrocity.
Hey, which one do you like?
I think if it were Hydro City, it would be a space and then city would be capitalized. So I'm inclined to say it Hydrocity.
Yeah, but if I say Hydrocity, I can't go take me down to the Hydro City.
Yeah, but it wasn't
Where
designed to
Tails
be
is
so
wet, and Knuckles is pretty. Oh, yeah.
Minisonic!
Hydro City Zone, the third act from Sonic 3, is that right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, it's water level, everyone's favorite.
Well, actually, it was my favorite until
That's
this
true.
one. I think it's I think this is a worse rendition of Hydrocity.
Wow. I think it's just kind of the same. What do you think's different about it?
I find myself underwater quite a bit more. I do like some of the aesthetic elements or the cosmetic elements. Did I make you choke? I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I had no idea the word would cause that kind of trouble. I like the pirate ships that come in later. I just found like a lot of like slow points, and they do some interesting things with the bosses, which we can talk about. What were you guys' impressions of this version?
I like it. To me, it feels about the same as the normal. Honestly, I'm kind of the opposite, though. I don't think I'm in the water as much here as I was in 3. I don't know. And even when I am in the water, they're very generous with the bubbles. They either give you bubbles, or they also, I don't know if it's in Act 1 or Act 2, but they also have I think it's Act 2, but they have the parts where you get trapped in the bubbles and have to float upwards, which is actually from a fucking Game Gear game, Spencer. So.
See, the GameCube was tough because of that controller. You know, everyone says it's tough because you remember the big red button?
I do.
Everyone's
It's green.
GameCube is tough.
green. Big red button.
Oh, is it B the
Yes. You fucking know.
I never had I had a GameCube for like 2
It's
months.
like-
Whatever the
I
big
was like,
button
you
was.
got a big
yeah.
red button in your GameCube controller. I think you did something wrong. You're playing Atari or something.
Mine was a Mad Cat.
Oh, okay. They like switch
No,
it.
I don't-
The A button's very tiny. The B button's huge.
Oh man.
But I think this was a huge missed opportunity.
Why?
This Hydros. I mean, again, having not played the other ones, I know it's, I guess, an homage to those, but I think it should have been more of like a race against to not drown. And I know that there was a drown mechanic, but I only knew that in my second run through of it after I died once, because it was like, oh, apparently you can drown in this level because of that little timer thing. I think it would have been cool to have you like going in the water and like trying to force you to go fast out of it,
well, Spencer,
and just kind of having.
have I got a stage for you? May I introduce Labyrinth Zone?
I don't know. Is that one of the ones we did? I
Nope.
don't think it was, right?
Sonic 1. Spencer, Teddy, can you tell Spencer why he would love Labyrinth Zone?
Well, it's funny you should say drowning, because in Labyrinth Zone you have plenty of opportunities to drown. So moving on, Hydro City. My thing about this is like they design mechanics here specifically for the water, like the bubble thing, and there's spikes that pop your bubbles, and I don't have too much problem with that. It just moves quite slow, especially by comparison to the rest of the game.
Yeah.
With Sonic 3 Hydro City, there were so many opportunities to either like run on like the pillars and like go down these huge slopes and run on top of the water. You could almost avoid it entirely, especially in Act 2. With this one, with Act 2, I just didn't see any noticeable like improvements per se. So I was disappointed, really.
I still do like the bubble thing though, because like I said, they borrow it from Sonic 2 Game Gear and Sonic Triple Trouble, so it's a cool mechanic that like a lot of like fans from the Genesis era that didn't play Game Gear games probably just didn't know existed. So I like them borrowing that. And also, I can agree on the sense that I think the original version of the stage does the second act better when it comes to the level, not the level design, but the background. The original on the second act, it becomes like almost like a big temple-looking area. It's purple in the background. It looks very cool. And this one, I don't think really does it the same effect.
Nice 3D effect on the slide, though.
The first boss is very cool. I love this boss. So you start to drown. You do like a little running segment. Hydro City and 3 also had a part like that where you had to escape the crushing stuff in the water. And then you hop into one of Eggman's machines. And it's the same machine he used against you at the final boss of Sonic 3's Hydro City Zone.
Yeah, that was
But
very playful. It was a role reversal.
Yeah, it was so cool. It was like, oh, I get to use one of his machines against him? Oh, hell yeah.
And it's also cool that you see him like scuba diving upwards before you even get to that section.
Yeah. And like, I like that they get like, what is his plan here? He's like, last time he beat me in the machine, but this time I'll beat him in the same machine. Or something, I don't know. I've got you this time, Sonic! It's just...
Trying to picture that in Jim Carrey's voice. Just trying to be like, all right, how would Jim Carrey say that?
I don't know. Let me act like I'm a hack.
Oh, you're probably right because I saw Ace Ventura. That movie's amazing. He's kind of gone down.
Anyway, very cool boss. Very easy though. You just gotta time it and suck him up and bop him with your little fan blades, which should really decapitate him. But we're playing a Sonic game, so we gotta keep the kid going. For our buddy Hunter.
Always remember. Our buddy Hunter.
Not my buddy.
Somebody?
Trying to censor me like that.
Need somebody?
Well, really, he's trying to censor Alex, I believe.
Want
Yeah.
somebody?
Well, he had a point. I shouldn't be saying those words.
I know.
Why not?
Like flatulence?
I read
never...
it says you're...
I don't hear that word used often, you know? It's a bad word. And fluorescent, I mean... I don't know how we'd go the map out without using it. So, like, I understand. You don't want it. You don't want that censored.
Sonic is very
For
fluorescent.
people
Oops.
that don't know, we were doing a Sonic Mania speedrun on our channels against each other, and Spencer was moderating. And there was this viewer came onto my stream, and I messed up and I said "fuck," and he says, "Please don't say the F word." And I was like, it kind of upset me for a second because I was like, "How do you come on my stream and tell me not to say something?" You know? So I was like, we were kind of joking. I was like, "Oh, they clearly never seen my channel before." And then something happened later on, and I said that, like I said hell or something like that, and he said, "Don't say hell." And then through some, like, I forgot why he mentioned it, but he said something about him being 7 and his name's Hunter, and I felt like an asshole at that point because it was just like this kid, this like obviously like really good kid, just like don't say the bad words, just, and I was just like, who the fuck is on my stream telling me what to say?
You know what's even worse? I imagine that because we share that to like our Facebooks, that like somebody like put their kid in front of it, like, here, you watch this. And so, like, that's somebody like some friend of ours, some family friend or something, and their 7-year-old son watched our stream and just got told off by Alex saying, "Don't tell me what to say."
I was very conscious that I would be on both of your channels, so I did not say what I wanted to say to that little kid. Age be damned.
Well, once I found out he was 7, because like at first I just thought he was like anybody, so because he could have been like 30 and been like, "Don't cuss." But like, dude,
But that's what the internet is. It's anybody.
I mean, you're not wrong. For all we know, VG Mashup's a 7-year-old.
Pretty sure he is. Nobody's that charming and
Nice.
funny.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I know some pretty mean
Pure.
7-year-olds.
Pure.
yeah, I know some fucking awful 7-year-olds.
So
Anyway,
I would wager Hunter's probably not a very nice kid anyway. All right, let's
he
get.
seemed like a nice kid. Leave him alone. Hunter,
He's trying
I
to.
just want to know if Hunter is your son.
let us know.
Go buy him a book.
We'll let us. You know what? Let us know, and we'll send you a case of Mountain Dew.
We'll send you a case of sinks.
From our sponsor,
Armando
Sinks.
here today to sell you on sinks. Just when your life couldn't sink any lower, we've got the sink for you. Armando Sinks.
Armando Sinks. Come and get yourself a sink.
Speaking of sinks, Hydro City.
The second boss. It's funny you talk about sinking because the second boss starts in the water.
Temple.
No, we're playing a good game. So it starts in the water. And,
Temple.
Okay, Teddy, you know what? Take it from here.
So, in the water temple,
Te-
you use the hook shot underwater in order to open it up. As soon as you come, you have to take off the iron boots. The iron boots allow you to sink to the bottom of the water temple. You have to put them back on. When you go to the bottom of the water temple, that's when you find Princess Ruto. Spencer, can you tell me what you thought about Princess Ruto?
One, she's one hot piece of ass, but two, she's also not in the water temple. That's in Jabu Jabu's belly.
You're wrong. She's actually in the bottom and tells you to rise to the top floor, where she teaches you to play the ocarina to lower the water level.
Wait, she
Yup. Adult Ruto. I'll send you the clip later.
I love Naruto.
I didn't remember that.
Yep, she's there.
And then does she leave like right after?
Yeah, I think she goes to like the boss's area.
Well, he has to go become Hokage.
Alex, which is your favorite small key?
I like Rock Lee.
Okay, so he likes the one that's under the rock. Okay, so, all right, I'll be serious. Hydro City from here is like you get into Eggman's lair, and I think he's like chasing you with a submarine as you're like floating away, and you are synchroning. This is like actual drown mechanics because you have to like hit him with cannons, and every time you hit him, he throws a bubble at you, and say you miss, then the pressure's really on. What's the name of this boss, Spencer?
Well, we all live in a propeller submarine.
We all live in a propeller submarine.
Hooray!
Propeller submarine.
Hooray!
Propeller submarine.
Are these really? I'm gonna look up a guide to see if that's what their real names are, because these are
So,
the laziest names
After
ever.
you bloop him with the bombs,
Mhm.
you fight him in a second phase. That it's funny that the first boss was his final boss from the original, because this is the mid boss from the original.
Yeah, some weird
Straight up.
convention going on here.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
I just didn't like this placement because if you took any damage from the first phase, then you're in this part with no rings, and he's got like this kind of protective barrier that can kind of mess you up. I didn't have like too much problems with it, you know. I think once you learn the pattern of the first Eggman submarine battle, it's not as bad.
Eggman's submarine.
Hooray. There's a tricky part though the first time that you do it, because like in order to get to the cannons, you have to avoid like these spike layers sometimes, and they can hold you back. Sometimes you get crushed. I know I was having trouble with the first few times I played.
Yep.
This one took me a couple tries, but it's pretty clever. That was pretty cool.
Did you
Great
find that
water
name?
stage. Water boss.
Did you find that name yet?
I think I've been bamboozled
Wow.
because I found names on the Sonic fandom wiki.
Okay, but can we still go by the us gamer?
The shitty us gamer
Yeah,
names?
it's we're this far in. I kind of don't even want to know the actual ones. I just want to know what the us gamer one's called.
Well, it's called Propeller Submarine.
Okay.
It's much lazier.
Brought to you by today's sponsor, Propeller Submarines.
Come on down and get yourself a submarine sandwich.
Mom, our submarine isn't propelling anymore.
Well, boy, have I got the submarine propeller
Are you the
for
mom? Is the mom selling the? Okay, no. Let's start over, Spencer.
Boy!
Spencer. Okay, cut. We're gonna reset. Okay, Spencer.
Okay.
Yeah, Spencer. Okay, action.
Deadbeat Dad, our propeller isn't working anymore for our submarine.
you. Son, don't make me bust out the ruler.
Honey, stop it! What did I tell you about eating Doritos by the submarine?
Lady, don't make me get my...
It's him. He got the
Fandango.
crumbs in the propeller.
It was me, Dad. Why are you talking about her? It was me.
Don't you lay a hand on my son.
Sonic, what have I told you about taking out the propeller after hours? Boy, go back to your room.
Going back to my room. I hope I didn't cause a rift between my parents and led to their divorce.
I'll meet you in 20 minutes with the ruler.
No.
I don't love you anymore. I want a divorce.
Situations like these are preventable. Hi, I'm Ralph with Propeller Submarines. I'm here today to talk to you about our world famous Propeller Submarine. Did you know?
Sponsored by Armando Sinks. Come on down.
Armando
Get us
Sinks.
sink.
Get that sync. Did you know propeller submarines are the #1 cause of conflict in the modern American family?
I knew that.
Now that you know, find your way down to Propeller Submarines and get yourself a new propeller to propel your way back to family recognition.
Propeller submarines. Avoid marital conflict and
Hey.
get yourself a propeller for your submarine.
Dun 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 dun.
I do want to say that the according to the Sonic Wiki, the first one was called Dive Eggman, And the next boss is Laundromobile.
It's not doing my laundry.
There you go.
So, you leave Hydro City, and you go to where?
Mirage.
Mirage Saloon.
Salon.
Yeah, boys, we're in Sriracha Magoo.
Come get your nails done.
Sriracha Saloon.
With our world famous Sriracha nail paint polish.
It burns.
It'll burn his eyes.
Wouldn't it be like the best weapon of like just put a little bit of sriracha on like your nails or something, and like just poke somebody in the eyes? You know?
Do you like my nails?
Ah! My eyes!
Take me down to the Hydro City.
Really? Tails are wet and Knuckles is pretty.
Take.
Me.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, Mirage Saloon is actually based off of a canceled stage from Sonic 2. Isn't that fun, everybody?
Which one?
It was canceled. It was like Dusty something zone.
Dust Hill Zone.
There we go. I knew it.
And it's also based off of Desert Dazzle that was intended to be featured in the 2011 re-release of Sonic the Hedgehog CD.
By Christian Whitehead, who also worked on this game. Don't you think you can outdo me, Spencer? Get the fuck out of here.
Listen, I'm here to keep the peace. I'm just gonna say, I
Anyway,
appreciate your input, Spencer.
Mirage Saloon. Hope you like flying on the plane for acting.
Nope. Hate it. And it made it worse. You can fall off the plane by spin dashing.
Really?
Yeah, if you spin... I tried spin dashing to the left. It actually happened once on a stream. And it happened during the boss battle, too, here. Fortunately, they only do the sky chase thing for the first act. So, like, once it's done, it's done.
Yeah, these plane physics are
Yeah,
questionable.
it's the same thing as they're the ones from Sonic 2, which suck there and they suck here. There is a cool part though in Act 1 where you hop aboard a train.
This would be my favorite level if the general environment was more my speed. I mean, I like it a little bit, but I like the other one more. But this conceptually is the best of the game for me. I love how it mixes up everything. I just wish it was more. I wish they did this with every level and experimented more. This is so much fun.
Thematically, this one makes no sense. You're in Hydro City, and then
yeah.
you just, like, you gush out, like, to the right from this water level. Like, the bricks explode, and then, okay, now we're on a helicopter. What?
Makes zero sense.
Is there supposed to be continuity between the levels?
Sometimes they try to, but this one clearly makes no sense.
There has been, and, like, I mean, it when it works, it works. But this is not an
I
instance
don't know.
of that.
To me, I forego any of that logic for most platforms.
No, well, that's a ongoing theme for our Sonic map outs.
Like, I think this would have worked really cool next to some future stages, but whatever.
Future.
Okay, the train part's good. I do like in the beginning, one of the heavy hitters.
Yeah,
It's juggling like a Chaos Emerald, and then like Knuckles falls off the plane.
Yeah, and if you're playing as Knuckles, you just go about the level.
Oh.
Don't worry about flying the fucking plane.
The train section's cool. There's a nice ring in one of them, and then there's like a giant gun that spins you.
And
It
in the
shoots you back
worms,
into the air.
in the words of VG Mashup, giant sandworm.
Uber Caterkiller, according to Sonic.
What about
Sonic
us?
Sonic trivia.
Sorry, us gamer. What about that one?
Us Gamer calls it Snake Boss.
It's not as okay. Okay, that's okay. Okay, yes, it's a snake. Hiss, hiss. Clearly, snake. I didn't know snakes had antennas, or like antlers, or what are they called?
Yeah.
Feelers.
The more you
What
learn.
are they called?
I'd go with feelers.
Okay, feelers. There we go. Didn't know snakes have feelers. That'd be creepy.
Or happy faces.
Yeah.
Snakes
So you bop this giant sandworm.
Literal
on the
bop.
head.
Every time you hit him, he goes bop.
I tried to bump it.
I
You didn't
tried to
bop
boop
it?
I boop it.
I tried to twist it.
I wasn't
and pull it.
rich enough to have a bop it. I had to get the off-brand. I got boop it. Dollar Tree. It broke after a few plays.
Alex, go back to your room and play your boop it.
Boop it. Touch it. Slide it.
All I had was Button Bop, the CD. So you guys are, that's some new territory for me.
Are you saying all you had was Button Bop? How could you say that? All you had. Like, it wasn't enough. Button Bop contains such classic songs as...
This is why it wasn't
Raise
enough.
and Button
You
Bop.
see? That's all it has.
Take me down to the Hydro City. Where Tails is wet, Knuckles is pretty.
Oh, cool. What else?
Look at this hedgehog's ass.
Oh, wow.
He's blue, he's gotta go fast.
It's a deal breaker. So, Caterkiller. Also, I don't like this boss. Pretty whack.
Suck.
I like it.
He can suck my time stones.
Okay,
I like
good
it
save.
just for the visual effect of it crossing 3D threshold. I think that's cool. And more of it should-
I hope by like this point in like the map out viewers or like they should be like, has Alex been drinking this entire time?
You just invited a caterpillar to suck on something. I don't know what's going into.
Anyway, so you beat the Caterkiller and you're done. You get off the plane and you play the actual stage, which is good.
Spencer, why don't you tell us
I
what
don't really
you like
remember
about it?
This Act 2.
What? Sorry, you guys are both talking at the same time.
I want to know what Spencer likes about this one because he said this is one of his favorites.
I just like the first one, how varied it is, and I wish they would have tried that with the other ones. I don't really remember much of the second act.
The first one was varied, but it had so much helicopter section,
Yeah, it
and then just a
sucked.
train.
It's a plane.
It was very varied. I mean, it had that, and then it just like where the feel of it changed, where it wasn't just platforming, because I find the platforming so.
Oh, I see what you mean.
But but I like that it tried to mix it up, and not to say that they would. I wish they would all take the plane. I just wish that they would try something new like that with the other stages.
So, it's like a deserty western themed stage with pinball mechanics, giant guns that shoot you everywhere, which I really like. Little saloon areas where you can hop across bar stools. It's kind of funny. I mean, that's basically it from what I remember. Is there anything else that really stuck out to you, Teddy?
It's like water pumps, and then you can run on the water.
Yeah, they're like little.
things.
They're like like little spritzers, right?
Mm.
Like if you're at a bar and you're like, waiter, I need a soda water or something. Comes over and into your glass.
Call Armando.
We got a spritzer.
Armando, what is it? We got a spritzer. Oh no,
The spritzer is out of water.
Is he Mario?
cold red.
Push the GameCube controller button. We got a code red.
The big one.
The big red button on the GameCube.
Did you know that Big Red Button was the studio behind Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, comprised of prior Naughty Dog employees?
Oh.
How did they fuck it up that bad? Sorry.
They should have pressed the button sooner. Mirage Saloon.
This stage is fun. I wish there was 2 acts of this. When you're playing Encore mode, there is 2 acts of this, and I thoroughly enjoy it. But because of the plane section, or helicopter, as Ted likes to call it, there seems to be, I don't know, this weird disconnect for me.
interestingly enough, you can't even do the helicopter section in time attack.
Because they know it's up.
Yes.
And Tails is patented helicopter. Totally not a plane.
Yeah. Well, Sonic would have got chopped up in the blades.
Hold on, Tails, I'm gonna go up top. Sonic?
Are you okay?
Sonic, are you okay?
I'm alright, Tails.
I thought the stage was okay. I just I would have liked to be able to go faster here. I felt like it was a lot of like ascending, descending, running sideways, and I don't know. It didn't quite flow well for me, and I get the Western theme, which is cool. I happen to like Sandopolis a little more.
Oh, yes. Sandalpolis is a better stage, but I like this, and I would like to see this idea revisited. I think there's a lot of potential here.
Boss battle's good.
Oh my god, yes it is. Especially for me, a Sonic fan. You go into the boss fight, and you see one of Teddy's favorite heavy hitters, the yellow one, and he transforms into other characters from Sonic's past, characters that I never thought I would see again. I mean, it was enough that they brought back Mighty and Ray for the Encore Plus DLC and stuff. But in this fight, he turns into Knack the Weasel or Fang the Sniper, depending on what region you're from. He's the purple weasel with the pop gun. He turns into Beam the Dynamite, the duck with the bombs, or Bark the polar bear, the giant yellow polar bear. Characters that haven't been seen since Sonic the Fighters.
I never played Knack.
Is that what you were waiting for this entire time? Are you proud of yourself?
I'm proud of my sync.
According to the Sonic Wiki, his name is Heavy Magician. Or according to Us Gamer, Magician Robot.
I wish he'd perform some magic on my sync.
That's what Armando's for.
Okay. Call Armando over. He'll give you a new sync.
Yeah. Have you not seen his ads? He clearly says, "Come on down and get yourself a sync."
I also hear he does great stuff for the family. But anyways,
He's saved many families.
you saved many, yeah. Yeah, what a good Samaritan, that Armando. This is not a particularly hard boss battle, but it's really cool to meet characters from the Sonic universe, I guess. Even if you don't get like a formal introduction. Hi, I'm Bark. You know, like it's not
I'm
what
Bart,
happens.
and
but-
today I'm here to tell you about Sonic the Fighters. No, it's true. It's cool because like they're characters. They're very deep cut characters. Like I think the only like fans that would regularly see these characters are the fans of the comics because they're active there. But like in terms of the games, yeah, they haven't been around since like the mid '90s.
Yeah. Willie the Weasel is a rare appearance, so it's good to see.
Did you
him.
know that Crash Bandicoot's original name was Willie the Wombat? So you're really close to that. If you want to go all in with that one.
I think he also appeared in Mega Man.
Yeah, he was Willie
The Willy Wars.
werewolf. Oh, with the Willy Warriors. The Wet Willy Warriors.
But
Did you know?
My favorite Mega Man boss is Boomer Kawanger.
Okay,
Boomer Kawanger. Boomer. What the fuck is a Kawanger?
I was trying to make something out of it. It wasn't coming. Nope.
Boomer Kawanger. Boss fight's really cool. Spencer, any thoughts on the boss?
No, it's cool.
Moving on.
One of my favorites.
After you beat this boss, you get launched to a weird-looking area in the background. It turns out that it's Oil Ocean. Dur, 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 dur.
Bum, 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 bum.
Dur, dur, dur. Dur, 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 dur.
AKA the Middle East.
How do you feel about Oil Ocean, Teddy?
Well, after that one, I don't really have much to say.
I thought it was cool.
It is
And not wait, cool's the wrong word. I thought it was hot.
hot. Thought it was hot. They do some cool things with the stage. Similar to like I said in Green Hill Zone, if you get yourself a fire shield, you can set the oil on fire.
It happens pretty naturally too, because the first time that a fire shield monitor comes up in the stage, there's actually a hole in the ground underneath, so you fall right into the oil, and that's like your first time discovering, oh, my fire sets the oil. You know,
I promise this ties in, but I'm a big fan of Some Call Me Johnny, and he's been around for a minute. And way back when, he did some old Genesis reviews of the original games. And during his Sonic 2 review, he said, like, he had this whole his whole joke and like little animation where he was like, "What if Sonic like lit a match here or something?" And so whenever I saw this, and he mentioned it in his review of Mania as well. But first time I played this and I saw that, I immediately was like, "Some Call Me Johnny predicted this." He did it, or maybe they saw his video.
It.
Yeah, I say they saw his video and was like, "We should do that." But it was just like I was like, "He did it."
Well, it is a fan game, so
yeah, it's
you
right.
know,
Yeah.
that does make sense.
There's a good chance they saw his video and was like, "Oh, we should actually do that."
That's a bold risk. I think that was like a good call. That brings new life to like this stage.
It does.
It's also much easier to play, I think, than in Sonic 2, because you know the seahorses that like fire the ink blots at you?
Yeah.
Those things used to piss me off in Sonic 2. I would always lose my rings to them, and I think with like the fire shield here, I'm really just blazing around. It's not even a concern.
Yeah, this stage I think is dumbed down a little bit from the original, which is nice because the original could be a little overly challenging at points, like almost maybe to like a little bit of like an unfair point. Which I know it's just like it is here, it's a later stage in Sonic 2, so I guess the challenge is justified. But I think here it is a little more. It feels like I'm in control a little more than I was in the original. They really took like they're still here, but they really took away the sections where you get stuck on the slides. You know what I'm talking about in 2? With like the oily slides where you slide and slide and slide and slide.
There's a few of them, but I think just having the fire shield here helps.
Well, and they're not even as bad here than they are in 2, where you can get stuck on it pretty easy. Spencer?
God, whatever you guys said is right. I was okay with this. I was more into
Spencer's like checking
I like the
Facebook or
transition.
something. He's like, yeah.
No,
Spencer?
I just
Oh yeah, whatever you guys said. That's right. Yeah.
I remember a ton from that. I remember more Act 2 when the whole area is exploding, which I thought was a cool.
Spoiler alert! God.
Well, just the first act was kind of like. I mean, it's cool. I like the setting and I like the exploding, like the fire and everything. But I like the levels when they transition into something.
It is a
and that was cool.
very unique setting for a platformer too. It's like oil factory, oil drum alley, right? What was the first boss?
It's called Meter Droid, or
Oh, it's the guy with the
us
wrench.
gamer.
You can kill the guy with the wrench in like 5 seconds.
Really?
Yeah, you just
I would've
run
liked
up and
to
bop
know
him a bunch of times. Like you can just hit him like crazy. Like that's why I don't remember him because it takes me like no time at all.
Oh, that'd be useful. I died a couple times on this.
Hit him with the wrench?
No, you just run up and start hitting him.
Yeah, he's not a hard one.
Like
It's
you can hit him
particularly easy.
before like he
Ouch.
like you can get him like almost all the way down before his first attack. So.
I mean, he does great at his job. He's a great mechanic, but
He's called Repair Robot on Us Game.
He reminds me of the wood chopping one off of Knuckles. Only he doesn't go.
he got a new
Go
job. I guess
Go-dunk.
the wood chopping industry wasn't stable. That oil field, there's so much more opportunity.
Getting that Mid-East money. man.
Drilling, wrenching.
He should really have a cowboy hat. Here I am, drilling my oil. Spencer knows all about that. He lives in Arizona.
We don't do. Arizona known for its oil.
Anyway, yeah, that boss sucks. But after you kill him, the background explodes, and then the whole place explodes, and it's on fire. And we get an element from one of our favorite stages. What stage is that, Teddy Kong?
The fire shield
No, stop.
from Zelda.
Why would you-
Ocarina.
I set you up well, and you're gonna treat me like this.
Yes, Sandopolis. You get the levers that instead of giving you light, they give you air.
Yeah, they clear the smoke somehow. Doesn't really make much sense, but yeah. So it's kind of the same element from Sandopolis. I do kind of wish they would have just done Sandopolis, but it is cool to see that here.
This is kind of what I was hoping for out of the hydrosity level, where it was like a little bit of urgency and drowning. This is it's the same concept, but instead
Choking.
it's burning alive.
Well, you're choking.
I do like how they did take like some big risks here. Like I know there's like oil rivers like that will like fall and you have to like kind of jump your way up and then keep going. I did find it was actually a little tricky in conjunction with the fire shield because like the fire shield darts you to the side. But the benefit is that like there is this urgency as Spencer's alluding to.
Yeah. And it's like a really good thematic upgrade. I wish the other levels would have taken that, but I can see why they wouldn't. But I like this.
I
It
like
really
this.
feels like an ocean too. There's submarines in the level.
Yeah, I like the section where you go in the submarines.
Brought to you by Propeller Submarines.
Fix your marriage.
Today.
You know what's weird? I went online and looked up. And I was not looking up strategy guides. I specifically avoided that when I was doing this. But I was looking up like how long it's taking people to beat this game, because it's taking me longer than I figured it would. And people said they had a really hard time with the boss, Mega Octopus.
Yeah, fuck that boss.
I had
It can
zero
go
trouble with
fuck
it. First
itself.
try.
I don't know how.
But that's not a brag because I did not beat anything.
It doesn't
else.
give me the hardest time, so this is not like that high on my danger list.
Listen here, Mega Octus. Just you can take all 80 of your tentacles, and you could just
All two, by the way.
well, it's an octopus, so I have to get it right. I mean,
No,
but he's under the water, so
it's not
he-
octopus.
he-
It's octopus.
It's actually
he could-
Dictopus.
he could
'cause
just
it's die,
he-
it's
yeah, but
two.
he could just have two up at a time. You don't see the full.
And he was
Mega
big
Dick.
dick
you
too.
don't see the full machine though.
Okay.
I guess, but again, I didn't have any trouble with it.
Wow,
Like,
my
I
name's
was like-
Spencer.
I was like,
do really well. I'm the best. I'm the Sonic Master.
no, I did horrible at this game. You even got my text about like I can't even get past.
Spencer,
like, there's
you
a
want to race
couple-
me? Is that what you're getting at right now?
Spencer is the Donkey
We
Kong
can do
Country
that.
Master. Don't get it twisted.
DK.
He will race us in
yeah,
DK64.
I was-
Continue.
I got to this, I got to this boss fight, and I was like, oh my god, here we go. Nope, one shot it. It's like I don't know what the problem people are having with it. It's very.
I rest in like the ocean and I just keep jumping up and up and up. So I don't have too much of an issue. Maybe I'll take one of the arms out like to make it a little easier, but it's not a big deal for me either.
Yeah, I mean,
Humble brag.
The boss is really easy, yeah.
Yeah. Alex knows. You can check out his speedrun for more.
I won.
He did. I can't hold that back, but yeah.
So speaking of things being hot, we move on to Lava Reef.
Dum da dum 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 da dum da 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 da.
Something like that, right?
This is a zone.
With lava. You know, we liked this zone in Knuckles. And I still like it, but I don't think there's enough here to really justify it being back.
Except for a stage transition, I think. I
Yes.
think it makes sense here.
Yeah, but I think overall,
It makes sense you went from like the hot oil ocean to like this actual reef of lava. I think in Sonic and Knuckles the transition was weird. It was like,
No,
oh,
it
just
still
go out
makes-
the pyramid to lava reef.
it still made sense because you were under the island's volcano
Hmm.
in Knuckles, and then you came out at the Sky Sanctuary and stuff.
Right. Okay.
So it still made sense there. It doesn't make sense here also, but also doesn't make sense in context. If you think of it like that, like is Oil Ocean on Angel Island? That's weird. No, it's not.
It's in the far eastern portions.
But,
I do like this stage though. I think it's like a kind of like a dark, ominous like volcano area. It is like threatening. The lava is really threatening. There's like a giant spike balls that will chase you, and like I don't know. There's a lot of precautions, things to be careful of.
You know what I'm gonna say about it?
I don't.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm with Alex. I didn't. This one was very. After the last one, this one was not a standout level for me. I didn't like the walking on the 2 leg mechanic. I felt it just kind of slowed the game down.
I did like that. Okay.
I didn't mind it. I also they did bring back something from a stage I didn't think they could bring anything back from in Sonic CD in Act 2. That was a Quartz Quadrant. They bring back like the conveyor belts. It's not like a particularly standout thing. I don't think this one was like so drastic with its changes, but I think it works for what it is.
And the first boss is from Sonic 3. Marble Garden Zone. It's the drill.
Driller droid.
More like I'm annoyed.
Or according to us gamer, it's ground pounder.
Ooh, I don't know which one I like more.
Driller
this one is
Droid.
a
That's
toss-up.
my vote. All the way.
Ground. Yeah, but
Ground Pounder's taken by Mario.
Ground Pounder sounds like a wrestler.
Is this a wrestler?
Grounded
But like not even like a good wrestler, like a really like crappy wrestler. In this corner, weighing 400 pounds, we have Ground Pounder.
This one's probably a good 400 too, but it does lose weight over the course of the battle.
That's true.
More than I can.
Don't worry, Alex. You'll have your day.
This boss is hard. Mainly because while he's drilling the floor, that's not the hard part. The little spikes from the ceiling come out, and you don't have a lot of time to react.
Mr. Cave, boys. This reminds me of the boss from that.
That's Hilltop.
I know.
Okay.
Wait. Spencer? No, not quite. You tried. I'll give you credit, but
Can I try?
yes.
Take me down to Lava Reef City, where Tails is hot and Knuckles is pretty.
Tails hot.
Use that in whatever context you like.
Tails is a boy. Confirmed.
Apparently a hot boy now.
What are you trying to
In
say,
the lava
Spencer?
reef
Boys can't be
zone.
hot? Okay.
Some people like to hang out by the coral reef. Tails hangs out by the lava reef. Did you know the lava reef is actually a zone?
That's where all the bad kids hang out at the lava reef. All the cool kids.
Yeah, smoking too much of that lava reef. You know, they gotta bring a narcotics division down there. They've been leaving a bunch of tinfoil on the grounds. Anyways,
Act 2, Lava Reef Boogaloo.
Act 2, more like bless you.
More like conveyor belts.
That's it, man. I don't know. I don't really care about the changes here. I honestly think maybe Knuckles did it better.
Knuckles.
But boy, Knuckles.
But to get the scrap brain conveyor belts.
Is it Scrap Brain or Quartz Quadrant?
I don't know. They both have conveyor belts, so I don't think it matters.
No, the difference is that you control
The
which
switch,
direction they
yeah.
go in.
Yeah, they have the switch, yeah.
So that's Quartz Quadrant. What's the final boss?
Heavy.
Oh, the
King.
guy on the bike. Because I love the boss, not because it's a fun boss, but
Or sorry, heavy.
but
Rider.
when he goes over the ramps, there's like a backtrack of the kids that go, yay! And no, it always makes me laugh.
Yeah, and then the confetti's
yeah.
coming to Earth. It's like fire flames and confetti. I think they used elements from the stage pretty well in the boss battle.
I thought it was a complete mismatch.
Yay!
I thought this was a bad boss.
Mm.
I mean, I like the boss. I just think it was misplaced. By the way, Heavy King was the Knuckles version.
Yay!
Yeah.
It's a tricky one too, because he's riding like one of those caterpillars, and like the caterpillar bounce you off, but
Yeah,
you have to
he's got,
dodge
like,
his
a-
mace too. It's a lot of
Yeah, he's
things
got a-
going on.
Yeah, a little mace he's swinging around and stuff. You gotta dodge that, and then
It's weird when you guys when I was watching you guys play, you guys tackled this differently than me. I jumped over him and landed on his head, and that seemed to work out pretty well. But you guys kind of did this weird like undercutting.
Yeah, that was what was really working for me.
Face.
Sometimes if he was doing the vroom charge, like you could time it so you could wind up on his head, but he only does that every so often.
You know what's funny? I told you I was not listening to the game a
Yeah.
lot at this point. Definitely at this point. I realized because I kept seeing him come at me in a weird way. I was like, I better put on the audio. for this. I bet you there's an audio cue, and there
Nice.
was. So
Good
that
call.
yay! Other than that, I don't think it's that interesting of a boss. It is kind of fun, but it's not. It's okay.
Okay.
It's like the rest of the stage. It's okay. Speaking of stages, the next one certainly is
It definitely is. That's the stage right there.
Metallic Madness. Ooh, that's the stage if I ever saw one.
stage confirmed.
It's a stage, boys.
This is the most stagiest stage of the game.
It happens to be the 11th stage. Did you know? Of the Sonic.
Hold on, I want to ask Spencer. Spencer, what Sonic game is this from?
Close your eyes.
Marble Madness. On the GameCube.
No, actually answer.
What Sonic game is it from?
and here, I'll give you your options. Ready? Sonic
Clue
1.
Clue Land. Columns 3E.
God damn it.
Bubs 3.
Aw, why are you doing this to me, Teddy?
D. Bubs 3D.
Why are you hurting me like this?
So wait, what am I on?
Sonic.
Clue Clue.
Okay, fuck this. I'm done.
Just tell him what's it from. You know.
Sonic CD. Fuck, I want to see if you can get it right.
I mean, I'm looking at the wiki.
Oh, you're a fucking cheater! You got the internet on.
At what?
You got the internet.
I'm trying to
They
give you
didn't-
useful
They didn't
information.
have the internet back in the 1980s or whatever.
Listen, I'm on Spencer's side. He needs
the
every crutch he can
1800s.
get. He's talking
1895.
about Sonic here. We're lucky to have him on.
But he's been having fun, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm always gonna have fun.
See, so
However,
this is
do it.
Spencer verifying he will be on every Sonic map out.
Apparently, this is like almost a spot where his own or whatever.
Okay,
spot
hold
for
on.
spot
Whoa,
remake.
whoa. Okay, can you please try that sentence again? Because you were having a stroke.
Well, I couldn't think of the word, but it's like a shot.
I
for
noticed
shot
you don't have a lot of
remake.
water bottles lately. Do you need some?
Are you dehydrated?
Can I get you a water?
If I don't get me a water, I probably will dry up here like a peach.
Get Peach. Princess Peach.
Princess.
He doesn't say he's Toad for nothing. It's me, Toad.
This stage is the stage that I don't care.
You know what? I don't mind.
It's okay. I mean, it's got like the shrinky bit Sonic. It's got the part where you jump in the background. Other than that, though, I don't care.
I have to say, in Sonic CD, we didn't really touch on this, but Metallic Madness in that game was like particularly easy, to be honest. I like that this one is more challenging. It's fitting for coming so late in the game.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't really have much of a problem with this one. Like challenge wise, in this will be probably one of my last Mario moments, but I wish they would have gone like a couple steps further with the gimmicks in each level. It was like you can shrink, and it was like, cool. What are they gonna do with that? Basically nothing.
No, the
Like-
boss, right? Or one of the bosses.
I guess
This is it.
you're small.
But
for
that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it. That was
okay.
one of the very few moments you were small in the entire zone.
But it didn't even like you could have been big. It didn't seem like it mattered
I
that
don't
much.
know.
Like I wish they would have made places that you could only go when you were small, and you had to like constantly switch quickly between the
Well,
two.
the boss you had to
the-
fight like toy versions of previous bosses. So
Okay, but you could have
Screen size, Spencer. It would have been impossible to get them like all on the screen at once.
I
Yeah,
mean, the fact
I
that
don't
Eggman
know.
has a giant toy capsule, and then he drops the toys down, and then you fight him. As
It's
many-
also
I mean,
one of the
obviously-
first times that, or the only times I know that you can fight a boss as Tiny Sonic. I only know Tiny Sonic being implemented once before.
Yep.
Yeah, I just wish that from a gameplay perspective it was used more instead of just like a
I
novel.
agree. It could have been used better in the stage itself, as far as like some of the platforming. It wasn't really used.
Yeah.
I would like to see like that be the primary gimmick, because it did seem like maybe they had a lot going on with like the shutters and they had like the springs and everything. There wasn't too much going on.
Yeah.
Teddy, you seem to forget about Baby Sonic from the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Oh, talk to me about Baby Sonic.
Wah!
Sonic is for kids. Confirmed.
Wah!
Now catering to our new audience, babies. Making Baby Sonic for you, so
Well,
you can enjoy Sonic even if you suck.
Since our good friend Hunter
On
joined
Binkies.
the stream, I figured our new demographic is just babies.
Brought to you by Sonic Baby Binky, so you can
Button
suck
up.
on that.
Button mapper baby. Don't forget your rear button mapper booties. Or your little feetsies.
I will say, the first boss, Egg Pistons.
Whoa,
MK2,
watch your
let's
language,
call them.
Spencer. What the hell, man? This is a family show.
What the hell? You too, man.
What? What did I
Egg
say?
pistons? Oh my, that's filthy.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
Oh
Egg
my
Pistons
god,
MK2.
Spencer, stop, please.
That is, I think, the perfect mid boss.
Why?
It's not like difficult, and it's fun, and it's just kind of like it's a nice break from the rest of the game. I think that as ideal.
What was Egg Pistons? Oh.
It was one where like it
It's
would
the
come up
Sonic
and
1
you had
boss.
to-
It's actually
Super
yeah,
easy.
and if you play it in Sonic 1, that one is the final boss in Sonic
Yeah.
1, and it stops before it gets to that like final phase where he starts like dropping all of them. So, a common criticism for Sonic 1 is that the final boss is just it's easy.
Yeah.
I think you're right. This is actually kind of like a nice relative challenge.
Yeah.
Egg pistons can eat a dick.
What's your language?
It's a family show.
Don't say eat.
Yeah,
on
don't
here.
say egg.
Don't talk about eggs.
They make you fart.
Alex, how dare you? What did I say about the F word? Flatulence.
Purple Sonic farts. You guys talking about that earlier.
We've come a long way since then. Speaking of fart bubbles,
Let's talk about the rest of the game.
there's not much left.
And I guess, are we wanting to talk more about the level or skip on to the
I
boss?
mean, we already kind of talked about it.
All right, gotcha, Pandora.
Yeah, this is the mini boss where you fight toys versions of Eggman's previous Robotnik bosses. So then you beat him, and then he runs away.
Kind of a cool visual. I don't know if I love the bot like mechanics or anything, but it was different.
It's really neat.
You got anything, Teddy?
Nope.
Nope.
Moving
I'm
on to the easiest stage in the game, Titanic Monarch.
Butterfly, the Monarch Butterfly Zone.
Yeah, as Spencer said.
I love Titanic. With arms wide open.
That is not Titanic. You
And
couldn't even get the right
see
song.
you. Sonic, yeah.
Remember when he was on the on the edge of the Titanic with his arms wide
And there was
open?
Amy Adams on a log.
He's,
Amy Adams holding his
he's
kid
the reason
that they just
for
had
our
after their 9 months on the
boom.
boat.
Well, the Titanic had a big boom.
Big booty pop.
Big booty boom.
Big booty pop.
Lots of booty in that ship.
I think this level, the Titanic Monarch Zone, is the most important Sonic level for me, personally.
Wow.
I think I learned what people see in Sonic games playing this one. It's very, very frustrating at first. In fact, I met the time limit, the 10-minute time limit, and died.
What's
trying
Sonic
to
like?
get
I'm
through.
out of here.
Yeah, Sonic's like, fuck you. And then he left. But after replaying it over and over, because of the boss, but we'll get to that later, but replaying it over and over again and learning the little intricacies of each little section of the game, how to take advantage of that loopy vortex thing, how to take advantage of the bumpers. I definitely learned some quote-unquote like Sonic tech that helped me get through it faster. And I'd be curious to play the rest of the game knowing some of that, or being at least more comfortable with it. I probably won't, but it did help me like understand what people mean by like I like the Sonic speed feel to it. So
What
I
you're
appreciate
saying
that.
is that thanks to Titanic Monarch, Spencer is now a pro Sonic player.
It seems like he had a good time with the game. Surprisingly. I will say this is a... Well, it should be noted, this is wholly original. You know, it was a Sonic game. But what I really like is that it takes a mechanic from the bonus stages, I believe in Sonic 3 or Sonic and Knuckles, where you have to like ascend to the top of the stage using like these orbs, and turns it into a level design mechanic. It's pretty well implemented here. And there is like that constant thread of like spikes and such. I got crushed a couple times with like the moving platforms. But I, like you said, it is kind of signature Sonic, especially when like you have the springs that are popping up out of the ground that you don't expect to be there, and then suddenly it just pushes you everywhere. This is a nice build-up speed kind of last level, and though it's tricky, it's actually very playable.
yeah,
I fucking love this level. and in terms of the final Sonic levels that we've seen so far, and the classic Sonic series at least, I think this is like one of the most fun. Usually I get very frustrated with the final areas. I think the one we liked previously to this was Death Egg, right, Teddy? I think that was the one we said was good. But I think Titanic Monarch better. I think it's challenge in all the right ways. It's not too frustrating. I don't feel like there's anything there that I can't overcome, or it's just too unfair. Like there's no crappy enemy placement. There's no cheap pitfalls or anything. Everything here is just strictly skill, and I absolutely love it. It's like a big Sonic playground for me.
Spencer, which act gave you a harder time, Act 1 or Act 2?
Oh, Act 1. Act 2 I thought was really easy. And Act 1 wasn't necessarily hard, kind of like Alex was saying, like it was just testing your skill. It was more the time. Like I just putting in the time to get through it. What made it hard for me, or what made me redo it all the time, was the boss.
I was thinking, like, was it the areas? The areas in Act 1 where you had to like ascend really high up, and there's like no error for mistake there, too.
Right. So those areas just basically were the time.
Yeah.
Because I'd miss all the time and just be like, okay, and I just spent 6 minutes trying to jump to like one platform and failed. And then so obviously like the 8th or the 5th or whatever time I was going through it, it was like that. It was just like boom, 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 I'm done. But yeah, I learned a lot on that level. It was good.
What was the mid boss?
It's the thing from the mid boss in Sonic and Knuckles. It's like the one Cyclops eye thing that spins the
No, it's
metal balls.
Crimson
that sucks.
They change it up a little bit, so like by the second phase, it's like you have to use gravity to like try and hit him, and you're being kept on the ground, and then like he'll drop sometimes.
You guys used some cool speedrun tech for that I didn't think of. Obviously, because you were trying to go fast, but it was easy for me just to because it like rotated the balls out and then brought them in. That's when I would just hit it, but it was a little slower because I could only get one hit.
Yeah, there's some good invincible frame exploitation you can kind of manipulate.
That's me for every boss.
Yeah, definitely. Wrench boss being the key offender. Shall we do it? Shall we
What?
go?
Yes.
Shall we take him on?
Titanic. Oh well, I was gonna say Titanic Monarch Act 2 is notable because it has this very interesting layout where you get to kind of tackle different segments of the level at your own leisure. You gotta like pick which one you want to do first. You know, kind of go from there.
Reminds me of Dreamland, Kirby's Dreamland.
Yeah. You get like there's like 4 directions, and you're gonna have to do all 4 of them, but you get to pick whatever ones you want to do first.
No boss rush, of course, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, sorta. And I say sorta because we'll get to it in a minute, but the
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but the level itself, I think it's a very nice final stage. It is kind of easy, like Spencer was alluding to, but I love it. And also, I did mention I love the music in this fucking area. It goes. It is like it feels very menacing and like very like electronic.
And I'd like to distinguish between easy and fair. I think it's very fair because of all the purple fog checkpoints. I don't know that any of the platforming is particularly easy. Sometimes you have to like predict where a spring is going to pop out of, with spikes below you, and so like I see this one as actually being kind of easy to run up the time limit on if you're not skilled by this point in the game.
What kills me at this part is the little green robots that shoot the little homing like things at you. You know what I'm talking about? With like the orb, like blows around you and like locks onto you. Because it's hard to when you're like hopping from purple orb to purple orb. It's hard to kill those things, and they're pretty accurate. So that is the cause of my death most of the time during this stage. Is that like I'll be trying to like either avoid it or like hit it so it'll stop and it'll hit me and I'll fall off of where I am.
Yeah, you have to do that a lot. So.
Other than that, Titanic Monarch Act 2, anybody?
To me, I mean, you can kind of cut it, but I wasn't a huge fan of the constant warping in the non-linear level design, but I guess it's cool that they tried it. It wasn't for me, but
Teddy?
it was cool.
I like the part in Titanic where the ship starts sinking and the Sonic starts singing "Take on me."
Speaking of sinking,
Take
that reminds me of today's sponsor,
me on.
Armando Sinks.
Come
Come on down and get yourself a sink. Armando Sinks. Armando Sinks. Come get yourself a sink.
The Titanic wouldn't have sunk if it had Armando sitting
with more blue spheres. Continue.
So the final boss, which is named
Phantom Egg.
Wow, really? Phantom Egg.
Or, according to Us Gamer, scrolling.
Very good. Anticipation's building.
Final boss.
Yes, final boss. That's it.
The final form.
You haven't even seen me in my Sonic. You haven't even seen me in my final form. Ah! It's Button Ball Z episode right there. So Eggman hops in his little baby bouncer. You ever see those little things babies sit in where they bounce around?
I thought he worked for NASA.
He has these like tentacle wire things that's attached to him that will electrify you. He shoots missiles at you, and you gotta hit him. That itself is not that hard to time. What's hard to time, and this is why I said kind of the mini boss rush, is he has these hands that'll come out and grab you, and then they'll send you to a different section where you have to face off with one of the hard-boiled heavies.
Those sections are unavoidable too. The hands will just constantly chase you.
Yeah, I wish you could avoid them with enough skill, but nope, they're gonna get you. And those sections are, some of them are kind of easy to avoid, and some of them are very cheap.
And also, you probably don't have a shield or a lot of rings at this point, and if you have to respawn, you're only getting like 3 rings coming in. To this credit, a couple of them do offer you rings to get on the side, so like it's there.
Yeah.
But you should make sure when you're fighting the Phantom, I want to call him Ganon, Phantom Robotnik, that you're not taking any damage. And it's tricky because his electric wires, and even sometimes with his like jumps, he might like crush you.
I noticed that he can't actually go to the edge.
Yeah, that's where I camp out.
Yeah, so I go there, and then he'll shoot the electricity. I'll hit him once, because I'm not speedrunning. And then I'll make my way to the other side, and by then he's shot the rockets. And then I just go to the other side and wait. That's how I kind of handled the regular.
The regular schmegula.
I stay in the corner and I
Eggula.
rev my spin dash, and that's what I do.
The
spin dash
fight
into
gets
him.
easier as he loses arms. So
Yeah, there's like less to electrify you. It should have been the opposite. He should have had like one, and then he kept getting more or something. You know. But I get it though. I guess you're like unhooking them.
I kind of, I mean, it is a good challenge. It's pretty difficult. I lost here in the speed run. I guess I hadn't taken him on in a while, especially as
One
only
hit,
Sonic.
One shot, baby.
I'm used to
All I
playing
can
this with Sonic and Tails, so like Tails, I guess maybe helped me get some extra hits in. I did come back and do it later, like today when I was playing, but yeah, no, tricky boss. But I just don't like it very much. I think it's cheap.
All I can say are fuck those cups.
Yeah.
Oh,
I had no idea which one of those had the guy.
by the time you could even make a decision, you can't even get there.
yeah,
It's
you're
dumb.
dead.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
I lost a lot. I lost at least 4 times due to that and having zero
The
rings.
boss fight would have been okay if you were able to avoid the hands. Because with the hands like locking onto you, being unavoidable, it does just kind of like drag it out and just makes it feel like too long. The speed run was the first time I have ever cleared that boss without taking any lives. So I don't know, like it took me a while to get to that point, but like even while I was fighting it during the speed run, I still felt like I was about to die. You know, like there was just too much happening, and I was like, okay, now I'm here with the cup guy. Oh, okay, now I'm back. Oh, okay, now I'm here with the guy with the with the ninja stars. Oh, okay, now I'm back. Oh, okay, now I'm here with the guy in the motorcycle. Oh shit. Okay, now I'm back. You know, it's like God, this takes forever. Like, make the hands a punishment. You know, like try to have them timed. Maybe like if you can avoid them for like a good 5 seconds or something. Maybe then you can just go on with the rest of the boss fight or something.
Yeah, I'd be down with that. Or maybe even have the hands have some kind of mechanic attached to them where it matters which one you get grabbed by.
That's true. Yeah.
Because I remember just racing around and eventually you can't even get around them. But it's just like I would try to go in this left one and then I'd try to go in the right one. It's just the same path every time. So it was disappointing.
Maybe you could use the hand to make man punch himself. Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?
Dude, what an awesome mechanic
Yeah.
that would be if you could like spin dash and into his face or his egg. That'd be cool.
His little
I
big
forget what game does that where you like fire the fists back at the thing.
Mario
Sounds
Odyssey.
familiar.
Mario Odyssey.
Oh yeah,
The
and I think
the
Galaxy
desert,
too. It's
the desert boss where you get like
yeah.
cap the hand that goes where it punches the guy in the face.
Hmm.
And with that, we finished Sonic Mania, guys.
If you have all the Chaos Emeralds, there is a true boss and true ending.
How's that, Teddy?
You want me to tell you about it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, if you have all the Chaos Emeralds, you can turn into Super Sonic. At this point, if you don't want any spoilers, you just turn your ears off.
Turn those
Jam
ears
pits
off.
on your ears or something. I don't know.
You can run Armando Sync, and
They're notoriously loud.
it does the job. So, what happens is Robotnik comes in with his Chaos Emerald, and then like the leader of the heavy hitties,
The heavy hitties.
leader of the heavy hitties. He's also equally sized, and like they're kind of like clashing at each other. And then you as Sonic have 50 rings, and as Super Sonic, you lose rings as time goes on. So like there's like these rings floating around the level, and you need to take both them out, and they appear at like different times on the screen. Robotnik's is not hard. He might just like kind of swat you away, but he won't take away rings. The heavy hitty does something like really annoying. It fires like not homing missiles, but like some kind of projectiles. Like, and there's 8 of them, and they surround it as kind of a shield, so it's really hard to get the hits in. And the rings are so
sparse that it's hard to collect enough to keep your life force up. It took me quite a few tries, but it wasn't the most annoying thing. It was tense. It was a decent battle, and I enjoyed it. And then the real ending is kind of like Sonic CD. It's really not that much different. You get like a fireworks effect of Sonic's face. Hooray, fireworks. But that's the game.
Buy the
It's a
Mania.
mania. Sonic Mania.
You know, that was the tagline for this game, was buy the Mania for the Mania, and I never fucking understood it. What does that mean?
By us, for us.
I
Like
get
Woofu.
buy the Mania for the Mania.
Hey, boo boo.
It's me, Armando.
The armadillo.
And today,
Hi. I'm going to wash my hands using our world famous Armando sink. Did you know? Armando sink is proven to have all the chemical plants needed to press plants in your garden. Some might say it's actually led to the Titanic capsizing and becoming the monarch of the sea. Or should I say, oil ocean. In the oil ocean, next to the coral, you will find a lava reef with bits of metallic madness scattered throughout.
I see him thinking. I literally see the hamster wheel on his head.
I'm just watching you guys.
Oh, okay. Sonic Mania. Thoughts, feelings, emotions?
It's a lot.
Spencer, Teddy?
Big game. Very big game. It's very big for a Sonic game.
What? Yeah, well, I mean, I gotta send it back to you guys. Like, where does this fall in like the list of best Sonic games, or where is it? What does it mean for Sonic, so I can understand that? 'Cause this is the first Sonic game I've beaten. Well, I guess technically it's the second, but the other one, whatever. But this is the first major Sonic game I've beaten. So you tell me where this falls.
I fucking love this game.
It's really hard to quantify because all of the Sonic classic games mean something different.
That's true.
You know, Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 are vastly different than like Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and Sonic Mania, and Sonic
Well,
CD, which is
Even
just,
Sonic
like,
1 and
bizarre.
Sonic 2 are different.
Oh yeah, Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 for
Yeah.
sure, but they're of the same vein. But
Yeah.
like Sonic 2 has like, you know, speedier elements, the spin dash tails, and you know, just these kind of like really loopy fast level sections. So, but both those games can be cleared in under an hour if you know what you're doing. This, even in our speed run, took us close to 2. So like I just think like that can be a lot sometimes, and when there's kind of like narrative inconsistencies as you see here, it does make it a little jarring with some of the changes. I don't necessarily mind so much. I think it is very much playable. I could do it in a sitting, but it takes a lot of like focus and attention. Usually I would just stop halfway, which is why I think Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles work well as their own standalone games. I've had the same issue with Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
I don't know. I don't share that sentiment. I think I've played, which I share that about Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I think that game could be a little winded. This game, I have sat down to just play it for a little bit, and I've accidentally like gotten all the way through it, or like almost all the way through it. You know, just like oops. You know, I was just having so much fun. I didn't realize how long, or you know, how much of the game I was actually playing. I agree that other Sonic titles do have different elements and do mean different things. I think this captures the essence of the classic Sonic franchise in the correct way. I think if somebody were to come to me and say, "Hey, I like, you know, games, but I've never played a classic Sonic game. What should I play?" I'd be like, "Play Mania." You know, maybe some of the references would go over your head. Maybe you wouldn't understand, you know, some of the locations and stuff. But I think overall, this is like the perfect balance of the classic Sonic franchise.
I'd like to hear where Spencer stands, and then maybe just offer like what I think about that.
Yeah, well, I can tell you that for me, all the references went over my head. I mean, unless it's like, oh, there's Knuckles. I kind of know who that is. But like in general, all the references besides the fact that Green Hill Zone exists went over my head. I didn't know who any of these people are. So the references, that stuff meant nothing to me. But like, it's interesting to play a Sonic game and to hear that this is the best one, because then I can sort of see where I may have fell off the wagon in some of the other games, especially really early on when I wasn't like really pressured to beat them. I like that there's a dichotomy between speed and taking your time. I think from my understanding of it now, the speed comes maybe after a playthrough of the game, and you can be like, okay, now I know where to go fast. Like, especially playing that last level, it was like, okay, there's a special bumper there, so if I just go really fast, I don't need to worry about the spikes because the bumper's gonna catch me. I'll go. So that made me more confident to understand that maybe Sonic is a game best played multiple times, and maybe that's again why it's so quick to get through. Is the goal. Is to do
I've
that.
always, and sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but I just wanted to say, I've always said that the point of Sonic is to be rewarded by that speed. Like, you know, people think like, oh, it's just a game about going fast. No, you have to earn that. Like, you're gonna have to learn, or else you're not gonna be going very fast.
Yeah, I think there's a missing connection in that about the going fast thing. Like I said, I think it takes a little bit of experience to then go fast. I think the first playthrough is usually wrought with sometimes extra slow moments, and that's kind of what I was reading with other people, and what I realized what I was reading was other people who were failing, and they were saying Sonic isn't a game where you go fast. Usually you're just going slow, and I realized that I was reading from people who hadn't beaten it and were struggling to beat it, and therefore they were going slow. But what they should have realized was that once you understand the mechanics of the level and understand what is supposed to be going on, then you can go fast. And that's where I think, yeah, like a lot of extra enjoyment would be had, and a lot of you hitting secret parts of the level that I clearly missed would be easily more attainable.
Sure, a lot of it is based on understanding and memorization of level design, and then also in combination with your reaction speed. Sonic does move fast, and you got to keep up. And I mean, that's part of why I love it, is because it keeps me glued to the screen. You know, I think it's this game offers a lot of that, like that kind of opportunity to really rush. I love the bring back of like Stardust Speedway. I think that's done really well here in a way that I think is even better. And I think even like the implementation of multiple characters and, you know, character choices that play differently in different ways, like being able to glide as Knuckles. You might actually like that more, Spencer, for the record. But I also see where you're coming from, and I personally don't recommend Mania as like a first entry level Sonic because of things you're saying. It's the celebration game. You will appreciate these things if you like know them and you trace them. But at the same time, maybe it's your pull too. So I personally just think that like a safer pick would be like going back in the library and looking at some of those classics. I happen to love Sonic 3. I just remember the first time seeing some of those levels. And I think appreciation for Mania will be compounded, if that's the right word, or magnified if you experience what the series was like back in the 90s. I think even appreciating how good it was in the 90s too, and how good it still is today.
And to your point, Spencer, I want to ask, did having your own playthrough and then like sitting in on both of our speed runs, how did that change your perspective of the game?
The last level was kind of funny because I was like, I bet you I could do that fast. But and then that's not a shot at you guys. It's just I was very fresh in my mind. The other levels, I was just like taken aback a little bit by your confidence to jump to, you know, like you guys kind of seemed like you. And I think this might come from just being classic Sonic. I'm not saying you memorized the levels. I just think you knew what was the instinct of a Sonic game, is that like you can fall here, and you know that there's gonna be either a way to go or a bump. Whereas I, coming from like a traditional platforming thing, am used to, if you fall, you die. So like the goal was never for me to fall, and I carried that throughout the entire game. So little things like that, I was like, wow, they're playing really a different game than I was playing. I'm not saying one's better or worse. It's just they're just different games.
And I think, to Teddy's credit, where he's talking about how this is a celebration, I think it is tough for me to say this is my definitive favorite Sonic game, just because Sonic 2 has always been that game for me. But Mania is probably the one I go back to the most because it is a celebration of the classic Sonic franchise, and because it has so much replayability. I mean, even going through and playing as different, like the Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and then they added Mighty and Ray, who also play completely differently. I love Mighty. I know Mighty's probably the one that like doesn't have the biggest advantage because you can't fly or anything like that. But Mighty's impervious to spikes, so you can actually do a lot more in the air with Mighty, and you can actually take advantage of areas that have spikes. So it does kind of help you out, there in the end. But I think overall, I would still say Sonic 2 is my favorite, just based on the fact that like that game is what shaped me into being a Sonic fan. But Mania is the one I'm probably more opt to play.
It's an important game. I think it's a much needed step in the right direction. I don't know if I've seen anything of this caliber and for Sonic, 2D Sonic, in quite some time.
And Sega really shot themselves in the foot because they released this game, and then 3 months later they released Sonic Forces, which ties in directly to this game, by the way. Like story wise, the whole Phantom Ruby thing's in Forces. And Forces, by comparison, just looks like sort of a joke. Like compared to the love that was put into this game, Forces just seems like they kind of did like a half job on that game, and was like, it's good enough. But Mania seems like the team, who were Sonic fans, really like put their all into this. They put their blood, their sweat. I can really tell like they knew what a Sonic game was. And that's kind of like embarrassing for Sega.
Even as like an outsider looking in, Sonic Forces was a huge head scratcher to me. It's like you have a Sonic game. I mean, at that point, you're calling it a Sonic game. You're selling it based on the brand, the fact that Sonic is in it, and they're like, make your own character. I'm like, what? What? Why would you do that?
Because you want to know why? You want the actual answer? Because Sonic original characters have been around since the dawn of the internet, and that's a huge push for the fan community. So that's probably a stupidly good marketing move, is to like give fans a chance to do what they've been doing anyway. Okay, the game reviewed poorly. The game sold like crazy though. Yeah. So that's honestly, I think that's why they put that gimmick in there, was because fans have already been making their own original characters. Why not go ahead and do it in a game?
There's like a saying for this. It's like you can't fix ugly.
Yeah.
Because like they do this with the Sonic things. It's like we were talking about this the other day. It's like, oh, you can just patch, or they release like things afterwards, like they fixed the Sonic movie, or they fixed Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric. They added DLC for this stuff, but it doesn't change the fact of like Sonic Forces being lackluster compared to Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania all around is just like, it's what classic Sonic needed, and I love it. I love having it. I have 2 copies of it. I have it on Switch. I have it on PS4, and it's important to me to have both.
Yeah.
I think and I could play it at any time. It's one of those games that easy to go back to. I've gotten all the times. Chaos Emeralds. I caught myself there. And yeah, it's just like almost infinite content if you can enjoy it. I understand, like, maybe Spencer, you'll walk out of this and be like, okay, well, I'll just continue to not like playing classic Sonic, and I won't play them.
Well, go ahead. Sorry.
That's right.
Well, there's an unfair problem with that though, is that I don't like platformers.
But I mean, did you enjoy Country?
Yeah, see, I grew up with Country, so it's not like. But if I wouldn't even want to play like the new Donkey Kong Countries, like it's not. When I joke about not liking Sonic, it's not necessarily I specifically hate Sonic. It's the I mean, you guys love it, and it just kind of adds to like a little thing. But I don't play any platformers. Like I don't any Mario game that I played recently is because we've done it on the show. So it's not totally against Sonic. It's probably one of my least favorite platformers, but I don't have any love for platformers.
We got to do a game that you love next. I'm glad we did Ocarina, though, so that's good of you.
Yeah, I love doing that one.
Yeah, you were there in the Spirit Temple.
Anyway, just last thing I want to add, because I don't want to drag on forever. I was going to say, whenever they announced, back in 2016, whenever they announced Mania and Forces, they were selling Forces as Sonic Generations 2, which Sonic Generations is a brilliant game. I still love that game. And then Mania was being sold as like, oh, it's a cool little throwback. So I remember I did a video on Sonic 1, and I said something like, I'm really excited for the 3D Sonic game. Looks like Generations 2, and Sonic Mania looks cool. And that was kind of my mindset up until I played Mania, and I was like, oh my god, this game's good. And then 3 months later, I played Forces, and I was like, this is like okay, I guess, but like, yeah, it was like it just totally flipped. Like I was so excited for the 3D game because I thought it was going to be Generations 2, yeah, and then Mania just blew it out of the water. And it was like, well, Mania, and I don't think Sega saw that coming either because it was a digital only game until like like a year later they were like, oh, here's the DLC and the physical versions and stuff, and it was like, I think they thought Forces was going to be the big one, and then Mania would be like, oh, it's a cute little throwback. So I'd be interested to see how that affects the Sonic franchise going forward.
I mean I would argue Sonic Mania is quite the achievement. Those guys nailed it.
They should.
Whoever
I hope they do something. I hope they follow it up with like another Sonic game. Like maybe like I want a wholly original one with all these stages.
Time will tell after we collect the 7 time stones.
Speaking of time, it's time to thank our sponsor for this episode, Armando Sinks. Come on down and get yourself a sink.
Did you sink your way this far into the map out? Well, look no further than Armando's Sinks, because they're there for people who can sink like you.
Armando Sinks. Come on down, get yourself a sink. Pipes not included.
Spencer?
Got a sink? Take a drink of Armando's newest juice. Armando sinks into Mango Peach Explosion. Also being sold at all of Armando's stores next to his sinks.
Armando Sink. Come get yourself a drink.
Just peachy. Armando Sink's going to be the perpetual sponsor of this show if my sink keeps going off.
It sounds like you need to call Armando.
What if we just retitle it?
We could always we should always just segue into that whenever you're seeing
Oh, hey, a nice contribution from Armando over there.
Well, his store is actually located in East Hill.
Next to Green Hill.
Haircut.
Browner.
Sonic is a true American hero at a time when we need him most.
Boots
and pants. Backpack, come get your backpack.
What is this, Dora?
This is an awkward commercial.
It's amazing. East Hill, come back to school. Come get yourself an outfit.
Propeller subs.
What was the shoes one? It was like shoes and shoes, or I don't know.
They are so good. It has a Sonic bar. Propeller sub. Propeller. A submarine. Lava Reef Zone is the best zone.
This sounds like the Quiznos.
It is.
That Quiznos subs. I don't know how they say it.
Propeller subs.
They got a pepper bar.
They got a pepper bar.
Hi, brought to you by today's sub, Queasnose. I'm eating one.
Brought to you by Sonic's Farts.
Leaving fart bubbles near you.
You know, he eats a lot of chili dogs, so you know he's probably farts a lot.
Hey y'all, don't forget to subscribe to them button mappers.